We fly high, no lie. You know this. Pull it.
And with all that being said, I've decided to continue my athletic and academic career at the Stanford University.
Yes, sir.
Network, it means everything to me. Back when I didn't have all these offers, maybe like one or two, he was always promoting me, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get me on the radar, this guy, you need to look out for him. You know what I'm saying? It really means, the world to me. Big, he's been there, like I said, since I've been small. Always shouting me out and always just trying to put me on, just give me notice more than I really appreciate Big.
I mean, shoot, I was the new kid. Faison kind of was with the Ducks for a little minute. So my first year, of course, he had all the hype. He was probably about like 6'2" at 12. He was a mutant. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was a mutant. But I mean, from then you could see just the potential he had. I mean, I'm not surprised he's the number one quarterback. If you would have seen him in youth ball, you would have thought he was the number one quarterback in that class back then. So I mean, like going against him kind of like prepared you already for like what high school was. I mean, he looked like a high school quarterback around that time. So I mean, like trash talking with him. He's more quiet though. I will say that he don't talk that much trash. But I mean, like trash talking with him, going out there and hitting drills with Faison. I mean, I kind of like just builds you ready. I mean, hopefully I play against him in college. I would love it.
As y'all know, this is the Sizzling News Podcast. All right. What's going on, everybody, man? We got a jam-packed show for y'all today, man. We're going to have on all gas training in the building, man. Tell a story. Put us on game about all the great Alabama players, a lot of ones he trained that we see now in the NFL and the league and all the great stuff that he did. So we got to highlight him today, man. Look, we don't just focus on Georgia. We focus on the Southeast. All right, so we got Bama in the building, and then we're going to have Desh2t, Tennessee. He does a great job with his platform, his brand. We're going to bring him on later in the show to talk to him. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. I don't want to get cussed out by Coach. So we're gonna break on our Bacon and Bacon Network. What's going on, brother? And we're gonna bring on Coach Steele.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I told you I wasn't doing that. I told you I got a year. Nah. No, we will not be cussing out people this year. I'm not taking it.
Coach, that's New Year's resolution.
Hey, nah, off season. Just off-season resolution. I'm not getting spoiled with nobody.
I love that, Coach. All right, so I don't want you to have to reiterate something you just said.
Nah, we can do it. We can go live. It's not a problem.
Tell me just like your journey with all gas, man. I thought you gave a really great soliloquy when you were talking about it, your story. Just tell me how all this started for you.
Like I said, it all started, we started training athletes. And then when I moved to Nashville, I learned recruiting, and I found out how to help get kids in school and help to get them recruited. So I brought it back to Alabama. And, of course, you always want to work with the high school coaches and things like that. But I learned how to evaluate talent and then also how to develop it while I was up there. So when we started off with the D1 AA, FCS kids per se. And then it just grew, and we kept getting talent in. So, I think our first big one was probably Quinshawn Judkins. Of course, we had really good players before that, and then we kept going. We had a big class for 23 with Vincina and Yanze Pierre. He's at Bama right now. They're among like 23 signees. I think Amari Thomas, he's at Houston. He's a star receiver in that class. Then we come back for 24. Of course, everybody knows Mario Craver right now. He's on everybody's board, but we got guys like him, Malcolm Simmons.
He'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're definitely gonna get it. Nah, but while he comes back, Coach was put on to us by Down South Steve. Who's got a big footprint down there in Alabama. When we met him at the Hoover 707 2 years ago now.
Yeah, officially met him there. I know prior to that we was already talking to him, but yeah, I think officially, yeah, we did meet him at Hoover 707, and that's when he gave us a tour. That's when we met Coach L and UAB in Birmingham, and then obviously he was talking about the trainer. He put yeah, that's when we met Coach Steele for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's back.
Right.
Did it freeze?
Here we go.
I think you good, Coach. I think that was the connection.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear us? Coach gonna kill us.
Nah, definitely. Definitely, ladies and gentlemen. So sit tight. You know, you might witness something live, and we need y'all back up. We need y'all, eyewitnesses. Now we just playing. 10 in. Big Naj pulling in 7.
Yes, sir, man. 2 on the YouTube, man. The X used to draw more, man, but I guess not as much.
The algorithm, man.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
I guess.
Be like that.
But speaking of football, Julian Elgin is committed to Kansas State. Naj made an extraordinary graphic. That's a big gift for that program. Julian Elgin is a playmaker on both sides of the ball, probably playing defense at the next level for sure.
We finally got him. And okay. You can hear us, Coach. He was just talking good. We did a whole 5-minute conversation.
Interesting.
I think I heard something. Did you hear something?
Yeah, I think I heard him.
You hear us, Coach?
Let's see if I can see. Can you see me?
No, we can't see you. We can hear you though.
Maybe turn the camera off, turn it back on.
Can you hear us? Let me know, Bacon, if he come back. I'm gonna just see if there's anything on the back end that I can do to help.
All right.
I'm gonna be up with that.
Come on now. All right, I think we smooth, brother. I think we good. How you can you hear us, Coach?
Yeah, I switched phones.
All right, third time's a charm.
Don't worry about it. We'll get it done. We'll get this done.
But no, Coach, I wanted you to continue. You left off on Malcolm Simmons. You was naming players.
Yeah, we was at Malcolm. I think DeMarcus Riddick, KJ Jackson. He's 24. He's gonna be starting quarterback for Arkansas this year. And then of course 25. We got hands on guys like Eric Winters, among others. So we had a big 25 class as well. 26. We got some guys about to pop. EJ Crowell and Dylan Purter and Marquez James are at Florida right now, among a few others. So, you all just saw the team. Our 27s are pretty good. We got a 28 that just got every offer in the country at TB. So we're not hurting. We're not hurting. We're just looking to keep building the 28 and 29 class out. And then we've got to get all our 27 guys in school. So that's what we're doing. It's the same formula every year. You get kids in school, and if you do that, you'll keep a bunch of kids that's going to college.
Period. how do you identify talent, coach? Like, how do you like?
Hmm.
I want to train this guy. I want to take a chance on this guy. I want to develop him. How do you identify that? What's your process?
So some people bring me kids and I evaluate them. They know what I'm looking for. Because, I've been doing it a while. And then other kids, we get from tryouts and things like that. And then you have a lot of other kids, they'll come to us and then I just identify them. And I'm a straight shooter. So it's a lot better than me lying to a parent or lying to a kid that you can really play at a certain level. Sometimes I'll tell you, hey, your kid can play at the FCS level. If I say that, that doesn't mean your kid is bad at football. Like some people will take it as oh, you don't think my kid good? Well, I hate to tell you, but the FCS kid is a very, very good football player. But a lot of people take that and take it as a slap in the face. And I'm pretty straight up. But when I'm identifying a kid, of course, the first thing you have to do, you go off size, because if you ever been on D1 campus, the guys, they're big. And then you go off athleticism to see if if they physically can do things, and then you start going off, that what can they do, and you go from there, see if they can really develop into that. But of course, the want to has to be there. You got to get a guy that really wants to do this, because when you talk about sending a guy to college, that kid has to understand, and the parents need to understand, that coach can get fired if they're wrong. So
Mm.
they can, their livelihood. So they'll have to go home and tell their wives and kids, hey, I'm out of a job. They're out of a job if they miss on too many kids. So they can't take a bunch of risk on kids that don't check certain boxes. So I try to check as many boxes as I can ahead of time, and we've been successful by checking certain boxes.
Period. And then, so we talk about how you evaluate talent, how you obviously get them to that next level, coach. So give me kind of put us on game a little bit. We've seen some of your 27s, 28. Give me like who's kind of coming down the pipe. We know 27. Give me some of the young thoroughbreds we need to kind of watch out for in Alabama. 28, 29.
So 28's a very young class. I'm still trying to find. I've seen a corner. I want to mention his name. I
Okay.
don't. He's good though. He's a national type of kid. It's a really, really good talent. He's like 6'1", 6'2", real good player. Um, he's down in Southern Alabama. That's all I'll say. But he's really, really good. I've got a linebacker slash edge kid. He's coming. 6'4", 225, 230. Truly in his right grade. So no, we don't hold back kids. We don't do the red shirt. Um, for 28, let me see, who do I really have for 28? Of course, CJ James, Craig James. Everybody's seen him. Everybody's seen the offer list. It's unbelievable right now. He's probably the hottest recruit in America the other week. He's a really, really talented safety. 6'3", can do everything. Can flat out do everything. The Zion Coger kid we have at running back for 28, he's in that. He's going to be all everything at running back. He can do it all, and he's 187 to 193 pounds, depending on when he weighs in. But he can do everything as well. I just worked out a 29 receiver that he had a slight injury, so he couldn't come to the sevens. But he's 6'2", 185, 87 pounds. He can. He's going to be a national kid when it's all said and done. We're really developing that class. We got some 27s that's still, I got a 27, just ran 10.76 or something like that. So he's a kid that you're going to see probably be popular this spring. Mason McClure is going to be a popular kid this spring. He just ran I won't mention the time because it hasn't been dropped yet, but he ran a very, very, very good time at Under Armour yesterday. So we're waiting on that to drop. And I got a 27 tight end, 6'4", 220. He's a little nicked up when it was time at the sevens, but he's just come off a visit to Texas Tech. So Bennett Jordan, he's 6'4", 220. So we got some guys that you'll see. And then for 28, we'll still, like we said, we're building that class out. It's top heavy in Alabama now, so we're trying to get the depth going there. And for 29, it's DB down in Williamson, the Captain Munnerlin. You know, his dad played pro. His son is a
Panthers. Dad played for Panthers.
yeah, but his son's like maybe a top 10 player in the country. He's like, oh yeah, he's a problem. Whew, he can go. But I've seen I've seen a 28 receiver in Mobile. I hadn't seen him up close and personal, so I don't want to say what he is, but he looks like he's going to be a national guy. So I think it's going to be a lot of 28s pop out. But I might have to come back in the summer. And then I could probably give you like 20 new names that are popping up. Like the Koger kid, he's got one offer. He's got LSU. I'm saying he got one big offer, but he's got a really big one. But yeah, but he's going to be a kid that ends up with 20 plus major offers and be able to pick what school he goes to. So you got him, of course, Dedrick Kimbrough. He's been a star at Thompson. Big old physical kid. He's going to probably be, after we finish this off season, it's going to be really, really, really good. I think we're working on some things that's going to really open up his game. And we'll be showcasing it, of course, in the summer. We do a showcase for all our kids. You guys be invited to come hang out, see what we got, see if y'all want to see some Alabama best kids. And we'll try our best to invite as many of the top kids too, so that'll help out, you guys getting eyes on everybody.
No, I appreciate that, Coach, man. Much love to that. One more and I'll throw it to Bacon. I wanted to ask you, obviously, you do great with the training, you're doing the 707. Like, what is your philosophy when it comes to competing? Like, you're going to sevens. I know y'all be all over. Like, look, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna play for all gas. Like this
so here's the thing. When it comes to that. And we're gonna get back to we've been playing young guys up, try to speed up their development, but we are gonna get back to doing a true 18U and a true 15U because we will play our guys up and we're playing them. We got like an 8th grade kid with an offer, right? Well, earned an offer. And we're playing him at corner and of course, our corners outside, they're grown men. Everybody saw it. Nobody receivers got open on them. We put them on the best receivers in America. Nobody got open. Well, they'll get them matched up on a young 8th grader. The kid's good, but he's in the 8th grade. So we're going to go back to putting those guys on a true 15U and letting our older guys get all the reps against everybody else's 18U. And, because competing, if you can't compete in 7-on-7, honestly, you're probably not going to be good in college. And people think it's like, oh, it's not real. But if you're in actual really good terms, like the sevens, everybody has D1 kids there. When you look around, no one's trying to get embarrassed. So if you can't compete at a high level against other D1 kids, I highly doubt if you're going to go to college and be good because everybody's going to look like that. And that's a similar, you're not going to face D1 kids on your high school schedule, honestly. You may face one good receiver all year if you're a DB. If you're a receiver, you may never face a 5-star corner. So when are you going to see the 6-foot corner that's not scared of you? You got to face him at a tournament like that. So that's where you get the judgment. And if people are running like the pro style type offense, we try our best to run more pro style for our quarterbacks, so they're getting ready for college on our side. We of course a lot of our kids they do play in good pro style offense in high school, but we also want to do our part. So if you're going against, like say for instance a DB, he going against a D1 quarterback throwing to a D1 receiver, and the ball's always coming. It's not going to be like 1-2 targets. No, you may get 10 targets. How are you going to respond to that? And that gets you ready for college, because if you go to college and you go into one of these top schools, like you go to Bama. I saw Bama play LSU when Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and everybody was there, and Bama's lining up Henry Ruggs and Judy and Devontae Smith and Waddle. You cannot hide. They can't hide you when they got all this talent. You better be ready to play. And that's what you have to get guys ready for if you want to send them to those type of schools. When you're talking about a Georgia, Florida, Ohio State, they're going to be on a national stage, and you're going to have to compete against. I had a corner at Tennessee having to compete against Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams in the same year.
Good God Almighty.
Well, he's at Texas A&M now, but he's a ball player. I mean, he had to do it as a true sophomore. And he calls me, and I'm like, "Well, this what you signed up for? What you want me
It is.
to?" And he's a wonderful player. I mean, his name's Ricky Gibson. He's a 4-star kid coming to high
It's
school.
good. Yep.
Yeah. He's one of my proud. I'm proud of Ricky. He knows that. We're proud of Rick. He's one of those kids you see grow and develop, and he's a freak athlete, like 40-inch vertical. But he's a kid that you get to see develop because he put the time in outside of 7-on-7, and that's what a lot of kids gotta do. Even 7-on-7 is a tool, but you gotta work on your craft as well. 7-on-7 is gonna take care of what it's gonna take care of. High school football is gonna take care of what it's gonna take care of, but you gotta work on your craft, and that's the main thing that a lot of guys aren't doing as much as they used to do.
Period. Y'all heard that right there, man. From Coach Steele, man. Hey, work on your craft, and I think Coach Steele said it best. Not just in the 7-on-7, not just in the practices with your high school. Do the work outside of that. Last one, I'm gonna throw to you, Big. I gotta ask you, Coach. Current state of Alabama high school football. I don't want you to say about the players. We know the talent is there. You even said you had to go to Nashville. I don't want you to get in no trouble, nothing. I just want you to just say your thoughts on Alabama, like just the media coverage, like obviously you down south, Southern Charm, Larry, TD, Alabama. Just how do you feel the scene is there currently right now?
So the scene's pretty good. I don't. So I'm in a different position because I did, of course, the media guys. We always make sure we keep relationships with the media. Um, I think the more our media people in state make sure that they're non-biased. I'm not saying that they're biased, but the more you make sure that you're non-biased, it also makes everybody wants to work with you. And if you become biased, it makes people not want to work with you, and you don't get as much attention as you should get as a local writer compared to the national writers. I do think we got a lot of coverage because at first, like you say, when I went to Nashville, I went to Nashville like almost 8, 9 years ago at this point. So it's been a while. It's not like new. But when I went up there, the media coverage was different up there. And then we brought the media back down to Alabama. So you see, like we say, we have had a practice and a media day, and Chad Simmons comes to cover it due to the amount of prospects that we get out to it. And, typically in the summer, I was having a media day, and we would get every recruiting writer, they would all come down, and we're going to do that again this year, of course. But it's just one of those things where the local media, we invite everyone out. Work with everybody so everybody wants to work with you. And that'll make a big difference when it comes to media. It's just like you guys. You guys working with everybody. When I saw you at the Sevens, y'all said, "Hey, we gotta get you on the show." I'm like, okay, I don't care. I don't really do interviews, but I will. Because you all want me to do interviews, and it doesn't matter for me. So you try your best to make sure to interview the local media here. They know to be fair and non-biased, like just cover the state fair. Prospect, no matter where they are in Alabama, if they're in West Alabama, North, South, East, Central, you don't care. Just call it spade for spade and be done with it. And you'll be great at covering our state. It's so many prospects to where you don't have to cover the same guy. You don't have to cover the same guy every other week. You cover a bunch of guys. Just because you got a bunch of views with this guy doesn't mean you can't get a bunch of views with the next kid. So don't get caught. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for the next kid, you'll find the next kid.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah, I
People
don't.
get people get
Yeah,
lost in that.
yeah. Like my biggest thing with me, if a kid starts popping off with offers, I need to find the next kid because whoever is helping him obviously is doing a wonderful job if he's getting a bunch of offers. So you don't need to interfere with that if you really are about the kid. You need to find the next kid to help. But a lot of people like to be with the popular kid, but you can make another kid popular, man. Like I hate to tell you that it's a bunch of them pop out every year. So, and that's just my philosophy on it. Like Georgia, if I was in South Georgia, it would be unreal.
Oh, I already know.
I
Kenny
may
Oh,
come to
Kenny.
South. I may come to South Georgia. I
you
mean,
should. Because it ain't, I'm going to be real with you, Coach. It's a gold mine down It ain't
know.
enough coverage. And the crazy, I'm gonna give you a little tidbit. I'm gonna give you a little spill. A lot of the media here, they'll go, they'll make the
They're
trip.
in Atlanta.
They're not, yeah, they're not
It's
going down there
easy.
consistent and
Well,
playing.
it's easy. But Georgia, Mississippi, I could.
Mississippi a gold mine too, coach.
Facts.
You
Man,
talk
here we
about that
go.
enough. It's gold mine. If you know, you know.
It's like 2, 3. It's a few states that are under. They got some pieces to them. I'm gonna branch out more this year coming up. I'm doing some things, so you may see me in South Georgia or Mississippi. Depends. I've been straight Alabama for years, but we got so many kids that we could help, and I just might need to branch out a tad bit more the way we doing things. So you'll see. I mean, especially with the different sponsorships we have coming up, I'll be announcing them. I'll make sure y'all know. But so we'll be branching out. We'll be branching out. So
That's what I'm talking about.
You
Go ahead,
heard it
Coach.
here first, folks. You heard it here first. Coach, you don't do a lot of interviews, but you're doing an amazing job, my friend. I must point
I'm
that out.
interviewing this year.
Oh, so you're
It
going on a
throws people
tour.
off. It throws people off that I can actually interview for that.
Promo tour. But people put out albums,
Yeah.
Coach putting out new stuff, going on a promo tour. I'm glad we are the first stop
Hey,
for you, bro.
we got some things going on, but y'all first on tour. Look, y'all first on tour.
That's right.
When we get everything booked, I invite you guys down because I got something going on in May. Probably, I'm looking at May, and then we'll have something else happen in July. So you all will be invited down to everything. You get as much. We don't limit who interviews who. We for the kids. So, what you all come out, hang out, eat, and get your interviews and drive on back, man. It's not a problem.
You care if we live stream?
Yeah, you can live stream. I don't care.
All right.
They'll be ready. They'll be ready.
Hey, we already know it. They anything like you, just gonna be smooth, sound like hair grease. But,
Lord have mercy.
nah, Coach. But I gotta ask you. We talked about finding new kids. I know this young man I'm getting ready to bring up is not a new kid, but he is sitting behind QB1 right now. Thompson Trent Seaborn Jari Nation, if I'm saying his name correctly. Long, wiry kid, smooth throwing motion. I like him a lot. I'm sure Naj likes him just as much. But from you, what do you see from Mr. Nation?
He's got a lot of potential, of course. It's just like you say, with a young guy, you just want to see him continuously develop. But he's got all the talent, of course, to take over and be a guy for the 2030 class at quarterback. So that's what you're looking for. When those kids, if they're in the 8th, 9th grade, you're not looking for a finished product. You're just trying to see if they got a ceiling. So he's got high growth potential. Of course, he's got size, he's got arm talent, and you just want to see his body keep developing. Of course, which is typical of an 8th, 9th grader, because you don't want them too big already, and then they get to college and they're just too big to move. But that's the big thing. You're just going to watch him keep growing and develop over the years. But he's got the talent to do it, of course. Smart kid.
Do you think he's a more of a pocket passer, dual threat? What is he? What type of lane is he kind of falling into?
For right now, I think his style of play, he's a distributor. He's a big arm distributor, which is what you want, and then he'll run when it's time. So that's what you're looking at on him, his style of play. He's going to distribute the football, and honestly, receivers going to want a guy that distributes the football. You don't want a guy that runs because you'll never get the ball. So guys are going to want to play with him, especially at the next level because he distributes the football.
100%. And I got to ask you, we can't let you get out of the building without letting me ask you about 2028 running back. Got the LSU offer, Mr. Cole.
What about him?
You talked about Crowell earlier. We already know what type of running back Alabama's getting this year. When you compare and contrast the two, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. See, you all want to compare to E.J. Crowell. E.J. Crowell is one of the best prospects that we've ever seen at running back in the state of Alabama. So I don't really like to compare Coger to him because Coger is his own back. It's like me saying E.J. Crowell is a better running back than Quinshon Judkins. Well, for me to do that, that's kind of not right when Quinshon ran for 1,500 and 20 plus touchdowns as a freshman. So I don't really like compare guys off of each other. I'll tell you what Coger can do, if
Okay.
that makes sense. He can do everything. Yeah, of course, he's a strong kid. He just squatted 453 times the other day as a sophomore. So we're talking about a really strong kid. He can catch the ball. I mean, he plays defense. He plays corner. So he's gonna be a yeah. He plays corner and safety, runs back, kicks. So he's gonna be an all-purpose back that can do it all, every down back. And if you want me to compare, like I think he can make an impact as a freshman, if that makes sense, when
Okay.
it's his time, because he's going to have the size, the skill set, and he's a smart kid. So when we're talking about a elite running back prospect, yeah, he'll be elite running back prospect for 28 for sure. Um, EJ was already like 210 at this age, and he had a jetpack on his back. I mean, everybody knows EJ ran 10.69 his freshman year.
It's crazy.
So y'all want me to compare? Yeah, yeah. He should have been yeah, documented state. So he ran it at state. He got disqualified before he ran the next one because he stepped out of his lane.
Ah,
So that's what I'm saying. Like you're talking about a kid with EJ, he had a I don't know what Zion's going to develop into, but EJ already had some things already checked. EJ was probably should have been top 3 player in America if he wasn't a running back, but they don't value running back. But Koger's gonna I mean, he's gonna push really high on the running back charts because he can do everything and he has wonderful size. I mean, when you see him, you know he's a running back. So that's the thing with him. He's an elite running back prospect. And I mean, we've had Kevin Riley, who's at Bama right now. So I've seen the running backs. He's as good. He's gonna be a really good running back prospect. I just don't like to compare kids to EJ and Q because you
I understand.
asking a lot. Like Quinton just came and ran 1,500 in the SEC. And he didn't have just an unreal line at Ole Miss. They had a good line, but they didn't have one that just was mowing people down. So he was doing damage. So I don't like to put too much expectations for comparisons. But Koger's gonna be one of the top back. I think he's a top 5 back in America easily.
What about his pass catching ability outside the backfield? I've
Oh
seen the
no, he
film.
catch everything.
Yeah, like a
No,
receiver,
no,
really.
he's off the chain catching the ball. Well, he's got. I mean, you got to look. He plays corner and safety, so he's got ball skills from playing. He plays more than one position. Compared to some running backs that only play running back, he plays defense, but he can do everything. Like it's not anything on a football field that he can't do. Matter of fact, him catching the ball may be one of the strongest things that he does. And if I work him out and show you him catching the ball, you're like, oh, he like that? Like, yeah, he's actually like that. Like if teams actually played linebackers at the sevens instead of corner on him, he probably have 100 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. I want to ask about the name All Gas Crew. How did that name come about?
Okay, so I had a corner, right? Corner way back 2016 class. It was early. He wanted
Mm-hmm.
me to do 7-on-7. And I was like, man, I ain't doing 7-on-7. He's like, we don't want to play for this other guy. I'm not gonna name him because I don't like to throw people on the bus. And then so I was like, man, I don't know, And he's like, we call it Gas Crew. And his name's Yule, little Yule. Yule Gowdy. He went on to be an All-American at Jacksonville State. He started like 3 years, started playing as a freshman, but he came up with it, and he flat out came up with it when we were working out, and we took it and ran with it. That's where the Gas Crew came from, because we was just all gas training at first, and he came up with the Gas Crew part. So
So y'all training
yeah,
was 5, 6 days a week.
huh?
So y'all was, when you say y'all was all gas, that means y'all was training 5, 6 days a week.
We was training um at least four.
That's tough. That's
Like in
tough.
the off season, we trained at least four at that point. I had guys train because teams weren't as serious in the off season as they are now in Alabama. It's developed. I mean, the way they're training kids at some of these programs, it makes zero sense to do any weight training outside of high school. I mean, because they're training them, they train them like college. So
Yeah.
whatever you're doing extra's not gonna do that much. The skill training matters, the skill training matters, but doing the weight training, you gotta look. Once they get a kid to campus, they're going to the best facilities that you can find. So they really don't need your little house. They don't. You'll see a 160-pound kid, 185 pounds in 3 months at some of these programs because they got nutrition and they're working out. They got it down to a science. So that's why the skill training. If your feet are good, as soon as you come in, your feet, all your technique for your position, you'll play early. You'll play because you're ready to help on the football field. They can get that body ready. They pay strength conditioning coaches a lot of money to get bodies ready.
Nah, that's a fact. So, Coach, we're in Alabama at least. Recently we've been. I think these past 2 years we've been twice a year. 77, and we came to one game. We see what Alabama has to offer now. We come back to Georgia. We try to tell our other reporter friends, like, nah, man, Alabama ain't nah. They always got jokes. They're crazy. You know what I mean? So as you have evaluated the state, you know what I mean, you see Alabama football. Where do you feel like Alabama football ranks among the Power Five? You know, Texas, California, Georgia, and
That's a
Florida.
good question.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and everybody know I'm Alabama crazy. So if you want to tell me about, you want me to talk about recruiting states or what? Because high school doesn't count. California has private schools, so you're playing guys that's, I mean, they're from everywhere. Like Chris Henry wasn't from California, so you're playing guys from everywhere. So are we talking about the talent, or you want me to
Talent,
talk
yes.
about recruiting? So if you told me to rank the states, I would deal with. I'd say it's Georgia and Florida first. I like Georgia. I think Georgia has more size for us, like the trenches.
Okay.
That's the problem with Alabama. Alabama doesn't produce O linemen at a high clip, if
Why do
that
you think that
matters.
is?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. The population's not really big here compared to other states either. Like Houston has 3 times as many people as the whole state of Alabama.
Yeah.
Think about that. They have a city in Texas with more talent. With more people than us. So, I would go Georgia due to the size of the O lineman that you can get. You can get every position in Georgia. I would go Georgia, Florida, Texas, because I like the D lineman in Georgia a lot more. I like the D line, some of the D linemen from Florida more. Texas, I like their quarterbacks. I like their skill players. Um, of course, Bama, we push with Louisiana. Of course, Louisiana has the receivers. I don't think it's a better state in America that produces receivers. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. It's wild. I don't know
Facts.
what they're doing down there. I don't know what happens, but of course, we just see today it's a kid going viral as a freshman at LSU, just one hand the ball off guy's face. So, um, Pennsylvania produces a lot of talent.
Mm.
A lot of it. People don't understand that Pennsylvania and Ohio produce a lot of talent that you would know. Of course, DC produces a lot of talent. California, I would go there for a quarterback. I love their quarterbacks.
That's it.
And, hey, I
That's
love their
it, Coach.
quarterbacks. I don't have anything to say about the other because they have a high population, and for the
Yeah.
population that they have, they don't produce like some of these other they don't produce like some of these other states per se for the population of guys. Like you're going to see good receivers and you're going to see good quarterbacks, but where are the D linemen? So if I'm going to recruit one, if you're going to pick me one state to recruit, I gotta have line play to really go do damage, and that's the thing. I think they produce very good O linemen, but it's the defensive linemen that you're going to be looking at. That how many are you going to get out of there if you're trying to build a championship? Because I think out of Georgia, out of Florida, you can get a whole D line. You can get, yeah, like especially you go to Mississippi and get everything on the D line, like
Mm.
everything on the D line out of Mississippi. Like it happens. I mean, Birmingham's probably been the best D tackle producing city in the country the past 10 years. Nobody, they don't want that battle. Like they don't want that battle. It is like Quentin Williams, Deron Payne, Marcel Darius, Peter Woods right now. I mean, they just had a few more pop out again, but you're talking about superstars that you tackle out of one city. So that's why I say what I say about that. But if you, I would go Georgia, Florida. Just do the Georgia top to bottom. I can stay in state realistically and get every position. Um, I would go Georgia, Florida, Texas, due to the amount of people they have. And then Alabama starts pushing with everybody else. Like you can, if you want to take Pennsylvania over Alabama, that's your opinion, but I can take Alabama if need be. You can take Ohio. You'll push for Alabama. Louisiana, you push. Louisiana, the only thing, Louisiana doesn't have a lot of depth, but their top guys are wonderful. Their top guys are always as good as anybody in America, but they don't have a lot of depth due to their population. And I also think it's some parts of Louisiana that people don't get to see because all they really see is like New Orleans and Baton Rouge
Mhm.
area mostly. So. Um, but yeah, you go to Georgia and go to South Georgia. Your trenches are done.
Like,
When you go to Mississippi, your trenches are done over there. Your trenches are completely done in Mississippi if you just go over there and hang out. They got the biggest kids I've ever seen. I think South Carolina has a lot of talent that doesn't get seen.
very true. Very true. I
Yeah.
think so too. Nah,
So
he had a flashback thinking about South Georgia again. Let me get out the topic. Let me get out the topic.
here we go with that, man. Here we go with that. That's just we just speaking on talent, but a lot of Tennessee has a lot of talent. They've done a really good job of developing kids. My buddy Banks up there for Tennessee Select, they headed that thing years ago, and it's been a lot of people branched off, and the culture has changed, and they got a lot of people that's working on kids up there. So you got a lot of guys that's developing kids up in Tennessee.
That's a
So
fact. Bring it back to you, Coach. You do a lot, impacting young men's life. Personally, what does it do for you? To change these kids' lives. To see them 10 years later and they're doing well for themselves. What does that do for you?
I mean, like it's just great that I'm helping the next generation. You just want to make sure the next generation of guys are getting put in position to be successful. I think that's our jobs. We gotta have a purpose where we're helping the next guys be great, and it's not about you. It can't just be about you self-serving. You got to be able to serve the next generation to an extent, and that's what I think I'm doing. That's a gift that I've been given. So that's what it does for me. I get fulfillment when I see the guys have success at the next level, and then they go graduate, and some of them hadn't. Their whole family, nobody has graduated ever from college. So you see, that's like what we're out here for. You're here to put kids in college so they can better their lives and have a shot after college to make their lives a lot easier than say a guy that doesn't have a degree and they don't know where they need to go with it, and you're stuck doing something that they don't want to do at all. The networking that comes from going to college, some of these colleges. I got kids that go to Wake Forest, so I know a lot of people don't want to hear about it, but they go to Wake Forest, you probably and graduate, you probably six-figure guy when you graduate, which changes your life. You're in a whole different tax bracket. So that's what we get out of it. You want to make sure the next guys are really having success at the next level and in life when they go on. So that's what I'm getting out of it.
Listen, last question for me, Coach, and I'll throw it back to Najee. So quick, Coach, just talk a little bit more about yourself. Play high school football, play college football. I'm sure you know what I mean. When you look back at your playing career, how different was it? Or if you had today's opportunities, how different do you think your career would have been? Like NIL, you know what I mean, whole nine.
So, right, like the biggest thing that they're getting is they're getting such advanced training right now to where it's very hard if you have any type of talent to not be successful. it's a lot less kids going bounce through the cracks. And I think that's the biggest change from my generation to this one. A lot less kids, it's a lot more kids that are really getting opportunities because, back in our day, if you weren't good and you didn't make yourself good, it wasn't a lot of trainers around. So
Right.
it's going to be what it's going to be. But now you got so many avenues. It's a lot of, it's not just me training. It's a lot of guys training in Alabama that are doing good jobs for kids. And they've made it where you can, everybody, you put in work, you put in enough work with talent, the kid's going to probably be good enough on a football field. And that's what I think the biggest change and things are. It's not just of course, NIL's there for guys that are really, really good. But when you get the opportunities that a lot of these kids are getting, a lot of it's coming from the development that's going on by the entire state, if that makes sense. So I think the development has changed so much from generation to generation, and that's what's helped these new guys out a lot because you'll get a very fast kid that you teach how to be good at football, or you get an athletic kid that you teach, or you get the basketball kid that he may not love football, but that's his way out. So
Hmm.
you teach because he's 6'2", can jump out the gym, but he's a 6'2" power forward. Well, now he's a 6'2" receiver that's 30 offers. So you're getting guys that's getting identified and put in the right position. They're not just playing a position to help their high school coach win games. They're camping and at the right position that'll help them get a scholarship offer. So that's what we've seen. I think the biggest difference is with us.
Well, how do
And
you toughen up that basketball player that's been, like you said, the 6'2" power forward? How do you, number one, convince? I mean, I understand you convince somebody, hey, he's power forward, you come play for us, you get 30 hours to change his life, but they're not used to that physicality, that day in, day out, pads on, extra weight. How do you convince them to do that?
how much? So honestly, the way the rules have changed, how much physicality is
That's
it?
valid. That's
I'm
valid.
just asking because you. So the thing about it is, we're talking about you're moving a kid from the basketball court to come over here and play receiver. He's rebounding the ball, so he's used to catching the ball with his hands.
Hmm.
So then you take him and you teach him how to really run routes that are really good. Not just teach him how to run go routes and high point of football, but they not letting them get just destroyed anymore. You can't knock guys out. So it's not the whole fear factor anymore, catching a ball across the middle. So now you got more leeway with that kid. I tell you, one of my best players is a receiver. He's at Ole Miss right now, getting in the draft. His name's Harrison Wallace, #2. Well, his third sport was football. He's
Wow,
a
third.
basketball kid. Now he was unbelievably athletic. I mean, he could walk into an East Bay at 6 feet. He can do that right now, but you talking about that was his third sport. Football was his third sport. He didn't care for it. He played it. He was just naturally good at it, but that was his third sport. But he could go to college with it. So if you baseball and you basketball and you're not getting offers and you're heading into your senior or your junior year, and all the guys that you play basketball with that are playing football, they're getting offers. You're going to look around and say, "I want to go to college." All of them want to go to college.
All right.
So that's what it comes down to. God, kids want to go to college, and parents want their kids to go to college. So it's not that you're not good enough. You're not a good basketball player, but how many of them are really going? You got to be a certain height, and then you got to be crazy athletic on top of the height. And you're talking about a point guard 6'5".
Come on now.
A 6'5" receiver is gigantic. So if I take a 6'2" receiver, he's really good size. He's a tall receiver. So the 6'2" guy in basketball is short. 6'2" guy in football is tall. And once they realize that you're still a guy that commit to playing football, he may not love it, but he like it enough. And if he
Well,
played well enough to get a scholarship, he's helping teams win games. And then he start getting to college, he buys all the way in because he's a football player now. So it's just one of those things. It's the kid's gonna decide that he wants to play football because they giving him a scholarship. They're giving him scholarships. One of our best receiver prospects in the state right now is a basketball kid.
Very true.
6'6", but he's getting every offer in football.
So do you see football getting taller like basketball had? You think it'll be a 6'8" receiver and that'll be the norm moving forward?
No,
No.
no, because you still have to be able to run routes. It's not a lot of 6'8". He's gonna have to put his hand 6'8". You got to put your hand in the dirt.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably need to. Yeah, you're gonna be the tight end or tackle, offensive tackle, or something like that. But you're not gonna see that guy, that 6'8" receiver. Like they try to make him. Once you get DBs playing, you get a 6'2" DB playing with his feet. That's going to be completely over. He'll never be able to get to the fade ball. So what's he gonna do? Run all the routes underneath? So his
Right.
advantage is gone, and now you've made a guy into a route runner. He's not going to be a good route runner at 6'8". It's just not going to happen. So if I can't go to you on but one route, I can't really play you a lot. So that's why they're going to recruit the 6-foot guy or the 5'11" guy that can move and catch the ball and get first downs for him. Because if you can't get first downs at receiver, you're useless. You're useless. If all you can do is go deep, you're probably not going to be a guy that plays a lot. So that's why it's not going to ever get. If you notice, receivers got shorter. Jamar Chase is 6 feet, but you all were around when the Megatron, everybody was trying to get 6'4", 6'5" guys.
Right.
So now all these receivers you see getting paid are what, 6 feet, 6'1". Okay, Jackson Smith and Jigba is 6'1", but he's really good. He's 6'1". Jamar Chase 6 feet, really good. The tallest one out of those crazy route runners are Justin Jefferson at 6'2". Think he was 6'2" at the combine, but they're absolutely wonderful. So they went away from the tall guy because the corners got bigger. Because you got a 6'2" corner, not a fade balls. Oh, you're not throwing fade on Trng. You're not doing that. You know, I said crazy. So,
That's a fact.
No, facts. I want to ask you, Coach, just what's kind of coming down the pipe for? I know you mentioned the media days and some of these showcases, but we in March, finna be April, May. What's kind of coming down the pipe for you?
think we got one more tournament, but we're getting ready for spring ball, so all the college coaches are going to be coming through, seeing our guys. Hopefully, we get some scholarship offers. Hope we get a lot of them, and then of course, in June, um, of course, you got college camps, so we got to get ready for that. So we're going to start camp prep next month, and then we're going to be camping in June, and then July we start our season prep. So we got to start getting ready to play real football in the fall. We got to dominate on a football field, because if your film don't match your drills, I mean, they're gonna look at you crazy. So we kind of have things that we're doing on our end. Of course, we're doing things off the field to try to help them and help make things easier for us. On that end, like I said, we'll announce some of those, but that's all we got right now. We got one more tournament, but we're gonna be training a lot. Training some guys during the week, but we're training a lot. We're training a lot, getting guys ready for. We got a couple going up to the opening in New York. They're gonna fly in, and we got Nashville. We got rivals, so we're gonna go up there, try to see if we can do some damage up there as a group, and then we're gonna get ready for the coaches. So we got a pretty busy schedule for us, like showcases and college visits for some of the other guys, and we're gonna keep pushing.
Period. I want to ask you, Coach. Let's say I'm a player, I want to be trained by Coach Steele and all gas, right? Like, how can I go about doing that? Is DM good to hit you on? How do I get trained at one of your facilities if I want that? And I'm willing to pay.
So, uh, of course, I've got a website. It's all guys training. It's AGT athletes. You can look us up really easy. But a lot of people, they never go to my website. They just find me and they shit me up DM. And I answer, of course, I answer all our DMs, of course. So, and then we'll get you in. It's not a problem. You know, some guys want to get evaluated. Some guys really want to get into the training, and we'll get you in. Of course, I work a real regular job, so it'll be in the evening. I hate to, I mean, I work, so I get to do this as a hobby, and it keeps the pressure down. I don't have to, you know, I get to pick who I want to train and things like that, but I will evaluate and try to make sure, it's worth everybody's time. And that's what we do. You contact me via DM or whatever, email, and I go ahead and get everything set up and we go from there.
Period. Okay. Let me ask you this, coach. How do you balance both? I know you talk about you working out, full-time job, you doing all that. Like, how do you balance both? And do you foresee in the future, you talk about the expansion, just you doing all gas and having your brand and just kind of doing that? What's your thoughts on all that?
You
It
know what
it
you said.
depends. So it just depends. It depends on what happens. I'm not a person that hates my job. So
That's good.
I don't have a problem with doing my job. It doesn't bother me. If I did, then I probably would be pushing really, really hard to be independent. But if it becomes too big for me to have to, you know, going into work and things like that, then of course I'll focus all my attention over here. But I'm still, you know, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all to run this on this side because it happens when I'm in the evening. So I pretty much have a set schedule, and I know I got somewhat freedom at work. I mean, I have to work, but I have some freedom to actually be able to still be able to help kids throughout the day when I have my, I can schedule things. If that makes sense, I can schedule certain things to help guys out during the day and get on the phones and make phone calls, and then in the evening I can execute my plan. So it's not a problem balancing because I get off at 5 every day. I got a set schedule. I know what time I'm getting off. I have my people set up, and we go from there. But I don't do randoms, if that makes sense. I don't do a bunch of randomness, and that's what calms things down. And then on the weekends, we have everything set up to really roll from there. So that's kind of where the balance comes in, where I'm not overwhelming myself, where I'm not like, oh, I got to take a guy to try to pay bills. I pay all my bills, so I don't have to just try to take and hustle it. I can just run it like for what it is.
Period. Imagine if I throw it back to bacon, coach. What would you say it takes to be a good trainer? Like, now I know you gotta know the game. I know it ain't easy to do, but what would you say somebody that wants to get into this field and maybe just start off small? Like, hey, I want to train
So
receivers.
So what you have to do, honestly, in my opinion, you have to continuously develop yourself as a trainer. Like you can't get stuck on doing things one way. Football changes and you have to change with it. Some things are going to stay the same, but receivers are not moving the same as they did 15 years ago. So if you're coaching DBs, you better coach for what they're doing now compared to what they've been doing 15 years ago. Also think if you're a young trainer, you need to be going to college camps and finding out what the college coaches are doing. Cause they get paid a lot of money. And some people are, oh, they ain't no good. Well, they're getting paid a lot of money. I'm not saying everything they do is right, but it's a lot of it is. Find out who's really developing a position that you like. Say for instance at DB, I like Coach Corey Raymond. He's down at LSU. So if I'm really trying to learn how to develop DBs, I would pay to try to get in the camp and watch him and let him know I'm watching him and see if I could pick his brain. So
Mm.
most of these coaches aren't low, they'll talk. They'll talk, especially if you sacrifice like that. And once you figure out, YouTube's your best friend, go study some of the college tapes. Because I hate to tell you, if your kid go to college and do your stuff and don't do the college coach stuff, he's not gonna play. He's just not gonna play. So I would that's what I would do, but stay very humble about how your approach is. Um, make sure you know, I would it's just one of those things on when it comes to training. If you're starting, go look up college coaches, find out what they're doing, and develop yourself. Don't get caught up in the Instagram clicks. Make sure your stuff is working on a football field. Because if it's not working on a football field, you may be hot one year, and people will stop dealing with you the next year because it's not working. They're gonna go to whatever somebody's, if stuff is working, they're gonna keep coming back. So that's where you got to get to as a beginning trainer. You can network. But I do like for you to, build yourself. Don't be a tag along, because some people will use you just to help them work out kids, and you'll never build your personal brand. If you want to just be a sidekick, be that. But if you want to build your personal brand, you're going to have to build it. You're going to build it and get your own kids. Don't try to, yeah, and try to go get kids that aren't working with guys. So you're not doing all this. They won't think you're a leech. You're trying to leech on a kid that's got a bunch of offers. Just develop your own kids, and if you develop your own guys, nobody can say you leached off their work, because if a guy's got offers, he's been working with a guy for years. You still, oh, I can train him and do this. Does your stuff really work? Because he's already good when he got to you.
Mm.
He was good when if he comes in. If a kid's got 15 offers, what you teaching him probably not going to make that much of a difference. He's already good. College coach is not just offering a kid a lot of offers if he isn't good. So if you got a kid that's no name and you help develop that kid, you can show yourself that, hey, something I'm doing working. And then you build upon that, and you keep evolving, like you keep evolving year after year, and then you'll keep getting better. So it's just one of those things, like, the DB press, say for instance, pressing a receiver has completely changed year after year. It changed when they took, and then of course when they say, hey, you can't touch the receivers as much, you got to change. If you got a guy play DB back early 2000, whatever he knew at press is completely out the door from what they're doing right now. So if he's still trying to teach that, that's not going to work. But if you go into those coaching workshops and get coaching camps, things like that, and you can pay and get in, go learn. Go learn. Just make sure you're learning. You're constantly learning when it comes to training guys.
Great advice. Go ahead, Big.
Yeah, hot two questions for you, Coach. I got to come with the steamrollers. All Gas Crew to me and everybody in this chat is big time. Can we see Gas Crew at OT7?
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, OT7 do their own thing, right? Like they don't. They
That's just
pick and choose who they want.
That's true. That's true. I had to
So
ask.
that you'll see us. I put it like this: you'll see us at the sevens every year. We'll come to the sevens every year. Z knows I'm coming every year to the sevens. But I honestly would love for OT7 to get back to how they were when they first started, when they were inviting straight teams, and the best of the best teams that were already together was there. So that's the thing. I don't know the way the sevens is run. I like how the sevens is run. So they took out the running. I know no running the ball, which is I think it's absolutely insane in 707.
Right.
You don't need to run a running back. If you hit a pass the ball, it's a passing league. So I love how the sevens is run. If he wasn't doing this tournament right before spring football in Alabama, we would have played in this one, in the second one. But it's the day before spring ball starts. Like I'm not taking that heat. I'm not taking
I
I'm not.
understand that.
I'm just not doing that. But that's the thing, I think he's got a wonderful model how he's running a tournament, and I think a lot more tournaments need to adopt what they've got going on. It's no controversy. They got it set up where it's not a lot of extra going on. I'm big on football, so that's kind of what I would know. But yeah, OT7 has their picks, so I can't guarantee anything on any level of that. They got a structure. They got what they want, how they do things. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just know they got how they do things. That's how they run a business. And yeah, I can't give you an answer on that.
Oh well, all is well, Coach. I had to ask, man.
Yeah, I
Superb.
know.
Last thing, Coach. What's your thoughts on the Justice and News experience? First time being on the pod. What's your thoughts?
We're fine. I don't have a problem. I mean, it's been fun. You all got me. Y'all got me good. Yeah. Yeah, you got me good. Yeah. I forgot. You got me good. So, yeah.
That's inside journalism.
that prop interview, that was crazy. Y'all really got me. They faked the interview. These guys fake listening. Like, oh yeah, like like we were live. I looked. I was like, I know they didn't play me like that, but
That was just a warm up. Just
I
went.
know. I see. You got me good. Like you got me good. But nah, it was fine. I had no problem. You guys asked actual real questions compared to a lot of fluff. So, nah, I don't have a problem ever coming back on this spot with you two.
All right, there it is. Throw it back
Appreciate
to you, Coach.
Yeah, man, we're
Uh,
gonna let him get out of here. It's starting to kind of get dark out there, Coach. We know you need to
yeah,
hit that work.
I'm about to see if I can get something in. I gotta get back. I gotta get back. I gotta go work before it. So I gotta
Yes,
get
sir.
back. But I'm about to work out. But
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Coach. Talk to you
Yes,
soon.
sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Coach Steele, man, in the building. Appreciate him coming on, man. Know it's getting dark out there. 7:23. Coach will try his workout before work tomorrow. They are on Central Time though, so it's like 7:23 instead of 8:23. But shout out to Coach, man. Appreciate him coming on. We should have Desh2t probably coming on here at 8:45. So here in a little bit, so we'll run through some of our topics, man. But shout out to Coach, man. Does a great job. All gas crew. Shout out to Down South, man. He's the one that initially introduced us to him.
Mhm.
We knew him a little bit, but not too much. But appreciate him coming on the pod, man, and just chopping it up, man. And us being the first on the tour, Bacon. First on the tour. So appreciate Coach doing that.
Facts. That's big. All right, brother. We got some comments here. I'm gonna roll through them while you pull up the topic list, man. Coach Ransom here, man. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Coach, Creekside need a game number 2, New Jersey backed Tennessee or Bama. We should have flashed it that day. That'd be a crazy game to see them play. Thompson, Clay Chalkville, Parker, Benjamin Russell ain't too far away. You know what I mean? It's a lot of good teams in Alabama that I would definitely love to see them come up, or vice versa, get that Creekside smoke. Dre tapped in.
Hold on. Also, Coach, if you're watching real quick, you can hit up Thompson. They'll always give you a good game. Hoover, Baylor, Tennessee, Oakland, and Tennessee and McAllen are all good teams. Go ahead. I thought you Bacon.
Nah, 100%. What's another? Oakland. Yeah, Oakland. Yeah, you pretty much named them all. What's the other one though? Where Dilfer Dimes or Coach Trent Dilfer coached that? The Mustangs, purple and black.
Can't think of that one.
Yeah, but that's a lot of good teams up there in Tennessee. Dre says a lot of Samoans in California for sure. Got a question for y'all. If y'all got the scoop, what you got? What you got, brother? We'll try to, you know what I mean? Try to keep it PG. What happened to the Northgate coach? Still working it out. We actually talked to some coaches the other day. You know what I mean? Still new, still fresh. So that situation is still unraveling, man. But it's unfortunate though, for sure. You know, so I keep it professional. I keep it professional. You know what we call him, Chaz, but I say Coach Ferdinand. We wish Coach Ferdinand the best. I'm probably just reach out to him and send him words of encouragement. Meant to do that. But I'm gonna do that sometime. I'm gonna do that today before I go to bed.
Yeah, I think in terms of school, we won't have too much. I would say just some stuff didn't work out. We can't really say specifically what that was, but just, you know what I'm saying, you know, you had conversations, it's not what you think, you know, stuff like that. We don't have the true scoop, but we just heard some things didn't work out to what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying, essentially. Still waiting to hear. We're trying to give Coach Ferdinand his space too. You know what I'm saying? We definitely could interview him, but, you know, probably a moment he just, you know, want to figure out his next move. We ain't trying to do too much. He is family. So
Right.
we try to get him a spell. And then when he's ready or if he wants to, we'll definitely try to get that answer.
100%. 100%, man. Big guest in the background, man. The one and only, man. Desh2t, other known by some as Let's Ball. So we're bringing on the man of the hour. What's going on, player?
Hey man, same old man. Here in Tennessee, man. Chilling, man.
Nah, that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I've been following Desh, man, probably about 4 or 5 years now. Does great content, There's some exclusive things with Isaiah Horton. That's just to name one. There's great work with Elite 3, the 7v7 out of Tennessee, man. But for you, man, if you were to just to let the people know just a little bit about what you are before we kind of peel the layers, man, the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay. So yeah, man, my name is Dash. I'm from Tennessee. I have a sports platform called Let's Ball. I've been doing it for about 6 years now. It started by accident. I ain't gonna lie. On the faith of my son. From there, it just kind of grew and grew and grew. It was a market for it, and then from there, man, it just been growing here in my city. We lack a lot of exposure here, so in terms of content, so I seen the market through my own son, and then I just kind of pounced on it, and here it is today, where it's constantly growing.
100%. Only been doing it for 6 years, you know what I mean? At 20, I think roughly 20,000 followers, you know what I mean? I've gone viral multiple times, man. I'm sure you get a lot of love. You got the brand on it, the butterfly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, just put into words, man, what does it mean to you just impact your city, man, do a lot and give back and give kids a platform, like you said, that may not have gotten one if you weren't doing what you were doing?
What again? I'm sorry. What you say?
I said, what does it mean to you to provide a platform, a big platform to kids in your city and state to be able to be seen, showcase your talents that may not have that platform if you weren't doing what you're doing?
Man, it means a lot, man. If we wasn't doing this, man, there would be a lot of kids that go unseen. We lack a lot of exposure, and some of it being controlled. I mean, it also has a lot to do with propaganda. A lot of times when we creating this content, doing this, it allows us to showcase the kids that need to be shown. Some of them, they really be legit, but they don't have the exposure, or they end up lacking the confidence because they think they not that, because they not getting the exposure. By me coming in, it kind of balance it and allows the kids that deserve it be shown and go up, be able to have the confidence to compete on a higher level just because of being shown. So it's very important. And it means a lot to me too, because it becomes personal, because I actually have a kid now that's going through that same path. And he was just like that too when we was creating, when I was doing it. He would see bigger platforms and he actually become fans of that, instead of not realizing that, hey man, you can do the same thing. You ain't gotta just constantly be stuck on, not to knock nobody else's platform, but you ain't gotta be stuck on overtime and look at all the kids they showing and be fans of them. You can actually do the same thing, and this is how we can do it. And that's what led me to go ahead and pick up a camera and be like, let me show you can do this. And that's what I did. I just did it by accident, because I'm actually engineering at MT at that time. So I just did it and just to showcase it, and then it just kind of blew up. And it just gave him that confidence to know that, hey man, you just like the whatever player that they showing that you be watching on YouTube. You just like him. You just gotta, it ain't nothing different. They just putting the camera on him and putting that light on him. And that's what I did. And that's what's been going on here, is that they started to believe in themselves, to know that, hey, I'm just like the same person that they showing on Overtime or in these big platforms. You just don't have that exposure.
Nah, 100%. So just talk about your son, man. You know, he sees guys that are in his city, or a guy that he gets to see on a day-to-day basis. What does that do for him? You know what I mean? Seeing guys that are tangible, he can actually see, shake their hand, and get advice from. What have you seen that this does for his confidence and his development too?
It does a lot for him. It keeps him motivated. He know that he ain't got to get caught up into the content. He knows that that is all. Sometimes it can be a propaganda game. It can be a mind game. So it don't, it just instills in him that he that guy, and that that he can go to any level and play. So it's just a motivational piece that keeps him humble and focused on what really matters. At the same time, getting market and branded and whatever. So it does a lot for him.
Nah, I'm saying, and he just got, well, not just got, I think it was 2 years ago, last year, you got credentialed as official media for Tennessee, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even that, here is it's different down here, far as being, black or whatever or doing it at that time, I had to break up. I had to cross a lot of lines, man, to prove that hey, this is something new that's going on down here, and show them that it's another way of consuming content outside of just reading Tennessean papers and stuff like that. So it was still kind of new, when I was doing it. So uh, yeah, I just got I done had it for like 3 years now, but it took me a while. It took a lot of time for them to understand what I was doing, even getting thrown out the games and stuff. Getting trolled on, or been getting grilled on the sideline about what it is you doing. And I ain't take offense of it because it was something new at that time. So now, it's content creators all over the field now. But yeah, I got my media credentials, but it was hard, at that time.
Nah, trailblazer in your own right, my friend. So talk about, like you said, you had to cross lines, or you get sneaking away in games. You know what I mean? What do you mean?
So at that time, I just show up. Sometimes I wouldn't. I just walk through and you know just go on the sideline and just do whatever I want to do without really officially being invited. So it would be things like that I have to do just to get in the game. And even when I was there, it'll be other guys that would, kind of hassle me on that stuff, grill me on that type of stuff. So now it ain't no issue, but that's some of the things I had to go through. And I'm sure some of these guys that's doing it now probably got to go through that same thing. I seen 305, I think in Miami, he ended up having to go through something similar to that. So it's stuff like that that I was having to go through in my own city for a long time. But now, it's different now. But yeah.
100%. So let me ask you this, and give context too. Like I said, where would Isaiah Horton? I think you broke. Is it Beasley? I can't remember his first name. Got you committed to Tennessee. The DB broke his commitment,
Yeah.
and many others. You know what I mean? Providing kids a platform. With all you went through, do you feel like it was worth it? You know what I mean? To what you built to this point, think it was worth it?
Yeah, it's still growing. It's definitely worth it. I mean, it's inspiring and motivating people like other content creators to do this stuff, and it's giving people a vision and hope that hey, that we can do this, and I mean it's yeah it's definitely worth it. It's still worth it. I made too many sacrifices for it not to be worth it now at this point, but yeah, it's definitely worth it because I mean, it's a high for me, man, to see kids come to me and then tell me all I've done for them. So, I'm addicted to it. So, just helping people, that's what I do.
I
So, yeah,
understand. Go ahead.
yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
100%. I gotta ask you, man. Straight football. You've seen a lot of great players, but we're gonna start out with a team, high school teams. Now we talked about Oakland. We talked about Brookwood. You know what I mean? What's from your perspective? What's say it again?
Baylor,
Baylor.
Scott.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Stout.
What's when you look at the Tennessee high schools, man? What's your top schools? I know you got the Firebird series you cover a lot, but what's your top schools that you've covered in Tennessee thus far?
Uh, so the top schools I've covered in Tennessee, I mean, of course, Oakland. I've covered Oakland. Covered a little bit of Baylor. McCallie. Who else? Of course, the Firebirds. Ainsworth.
Mm.
Good.
Um, who else? Of course, Nashville Christian. From last year with the number one quarterback in the country. Um, do you want me to rank them or what you?
Yeah, just give like top five. Like if
Oh, the
I
top
could,
five.
yeah, top five.
Oh man, you gonna get me in trouble for this, man. Um, top five. I have to go. I gotta give it to Oakland.
Okay.
Give it to Oakland. Um, Baylor, Brentwood Academy,
Mm.
and then left McAllen.
Okay.
McCollum. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of the top five right now.
Okay.
It's off my head though. You gonna get me in trouble for this one though. But yeah.
Now I'm surprised you didn't say what's the school, the purple and black, the one that Trent Difford coach had a couple years ago.
Oh, Lipscomb. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So they right now they gonna be good. They rebuilding now. You know, Trent just came back, so I think the culture is for the shift real quick. Ain't putting them in the top five yet right now. I mean, far as heading into this season, but they gonna do some damage coming soon. I'm seeing it. I just left from out there shit this morning from a workout session. So uh, he's a game changer, man. What he brings to the culture, Tennessee culture, is like he on a whole nother level. For us, he think nationally. I think some of the teams here in D.C. they kind of like
Local.
they don't really think nationally like how Trent thinks. You know, you can have a team that win. I think I left our core that won it like 20 years in a row, but they wouldn't put it on the road to get go against somebody like a Buford or something,
Mm.
or try to take it to another level. Like Trent now, it seemed like he more geared towards putting it on the road, which helps the Tennessee culture so that we can see what we really at and make adjustments. You know, and that's what I like about him, cause and what I think they're gonna be on the rise because he bringing it back. He left, and the program kind of went down a little bit, and then they got suspended. They was on the suspension and stuff. So I think he about to bring it back, but I think it give him about one more year, and then you'll hear me hollering out, yeah, Lipscomb probably be in the top five or top 10 soon. But I think one more year after this year, you'll be seeing them on the national level again because Trent back.
Okay, honorable mention Brentwood. I mean, honorable mention Lipscomb. Honorable mention Lipscomb.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
say that. Now, can you add any insight to what I'm saying? What they kind of bringing in, how he's kind of building that program back up to what it was a couple years ago? Any insight on the players, or not right now?
Uh, Not right now. It's still
Okay.
everything's still fresh. It's like he probably just moving in and starting to get everything together. Um, it's just word of mouth. You can see the culture of the younger groups, the starting to figure out where they want to head. Like some of the top players, like middle schoolers. He built up in that way. So what it seemed like he would probably like you wouldn't hear about him right now, but he'll start to get all that emotion in middle school. He'll probably go and holler, start open up his school more to the community to where he can get some of these top players that wouldn't be coming there to invest in the school. And that's how he did with like the Caleb Beasleys. They've been invested since he been watching them since middle school, but then over time it started to build up, and then you see what you see. So he built it that way. He built it up from ground up from like middle school and then start to build up through ninth, 10th, and then 11th. And then that's when you start to see your Caleb Beasleys and stuff like that. So I don't know what he got going on yet. It's been word of mouth that they got he's trying to get like Baylor. I think they got like a dormitory like housing. Baylor
Mm-hmm.
got that little housing situation. And rumor is that this could be on the verge of doing something like that. That's just rumor stuff that they trying to get like the housing situation going on. So I don't know. That's just word of mouth. So that's
No, I
some.
understand. You want to win, move them in. Hey, that's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah, yeah. And that's kind of how Baylor usually go about it. Uh, so
No, 100%. So we just had Coach, what I mean, our guys head coach on talking about the Alabama scene. From what I mean, you've been in the state, grew up in Tennessee, you've been covering the state for a while, man. Just what's your thoughts on just the elevation of Tennessee football as the brand as a whole, and where do you see it going? Like just competitiveness, what I mean, positions, what I'm saying, what's the high position and just the overall development of the athlete.
um, it's growing. We we diving in. We starting to focus more on the running backs now. We got a new running back trainer that's been coming here. So I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see our running back start to develop in our linemen, our big fellas. We starting to hone in on that. The programs here are starting to realize how important our big fellas are.
Mm,
I think that's kind of the game changer, even for all our programs here, is the big fella. I think they started to take priority in those and been developing those. I think we got, as far as the skill players, it's just like anybody else skill players. We still got some legit skill players, but it comes down to the big fellas when you know, when they play in a top tier program, that's when you start to see the fall off with the program. It's just like a Baylor, like when you see Baylor, the difference is I feel like it's the big fellas that they got. They got really 6'6", all of them 6'6". You can't come in there with a 5'10",
Nah,
300 pound lineman. So I think even BA, I think all of them are starting to take heed of them big fellas. So that's something that we really taking priority of is the big fellas here and developing them, and it's coming along.
nah, 100%. And quarterbacks. I was telling
Oh yeah,
Naj
yeah.
couple at the beginning beginning of the college season of last year. I mean, Tennessee quietly is becoming one of the best states to grab a quarterback from. You got Ty Snell at Elite 3 right now. You got Greg. You know what I'm saying? You got what's his name at Texas A&M right now? Marcel Reed.
Sorry, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's George. That's George.
George, I'm sorry. I've been
Wasn't
He
Greg.
said,
George.
Craig,
I
yeah. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I went along with it too, though. Uh, it sound about right. Hey, yeah. George McIntyre. Yeah, at UT. You got uh, Cross Adams, Dre Adams, and he at Antioch High School. He's a top tier player. Yeah, man, they've been doing a good job in terms of developing the quarterbacks, man. They kind of tapped into the formula on that. But it got a lot to do with the development. A lot of stuff is underserved here. Like we kind of wait here, so we just got a lot of QB develop. I mean, we got a lot of trainers here, so they able to go and get developed. And that's what you're saying is because it's the resources out here that now is happening. And that's the same thing, like I said, with big fellas and even the running backs. Like, there's a lot of kids just be out here just doing stuff, thugging it, and don't really have no resources to go to a running back trainer. But once you provide them that, they all lock in. The parents and the community, they all lock in, and they start funneling them into that situation, and that's what you get, and that's what you're saying with like the quarterbacks here. It's a lot. It's like 3 or 4 quarterback trainers out here. I mean, it ain't much, but it's enough to where they can go and get the resources that they need and to get developed. And that's what you're saying. And the quarterback trainers here, they doing a great job, as you can see. So that's what's going on. And they all go through the same people. They all done seen Marcel Reed. They all done work alongside George and all of them. So
Jerry Curtis. No,
yeah, Jared Curtis. So like I be in the lab with them. So when when I come in the lab with them, you see them same guys all in there in different little training, different training trainers. So everything is all interconnected. So
100%. Uh, Last thing for me, now I'll throw it to Naj. Just what's when you go to a games, you know what I mean? What's the feedback from like just the whole overall atmosphere, you know what I mean? 'Cause obviously I know the views go crazy, the fanfares got all right, that's Dash. I mean people
yeah,
recording from the stands. What's that like, man?
uh, it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people know me here. But I'm kind of laid back, man. It go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people they recognize me who I am. I ain't no celebrity. I ain't no celebrity or nothing, but they know. And they holler at me. It be kind of sometimes hard to record because kids be coming up to me, ask me, can I record them or can I take stuff like that. It be nonstop. And even with some of the coaches and even trainers, they come up to me and holler at me about it. So it's crazy, but I like it in a sense. It's humbling. So yeah, it's cool, man.
Nah, no doubt. One of the hardest working men in sports right here. No cap.
All right, man. My question to you, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat, man. Put you in the
All right,
final
man. Come on,
question.
let's go.
Yes, sir. Is David Gabriel Georges worth the hype?
Yeah,
That
yeah. He that. I was in the championship game. He legit, man. He that what he that. He got the body type, the footwork, the vision. Of course, he got elite lineman now. He got elite line, but that ain't the case, man. Cause I actually, man, I wanted to see what he like at myself. When I saw him, I had to record him from the back, just so I from the back of the offense, just to see what I wanted to see. And he really liked it for real. He really liked that, man. He very humble too, so he really liked that, man. And you got to see his whoever training him, whoever developing his body. It's something to see, man. It's something. I think I end up going viral just showing his body type. Like he that, man. He's not a sleeper, man. I think a lot of people should go check him out. He really that. No cap.
All right. Here's that hot question. So let me ask you this, man. You obviously work all over Tennessee, north, south, east, west. How do you find guys, right? Like I know it's probably different now. Guys probably DM you now with how big of a platform you got, but how do you find kind of the next diamond in the rough, the next gym, the next guy that's going to come up?
So I start with like I said, pretty much how Trent been doing it. I've been messing with these kids. I started when they young, man. Like on Saturdays, I do work on Saturdays, so that's kind of my hidden gem that I be trying to tell some of these content creators that, man, go out to the youth, man. Like some of these kids, by the time, like far as our media, far as the Tennesseans and the people here, by the time they get up on them, I already kind of know them. I already got the relationships with the parents. I kind of seen him before he was that, and you can tell too. Like, and that's why I like to record them when they young, because I can see them for what they are. Like, I can look at them and be like, then I can look at his parents and be like, okay, he might be that one. So I track them and I keep contact with them, and then I do what I do as far as making sure people see them and embrace them and put them on my platform. So maybe a Baylor or maybe some of these trainers can go ahead and get them early so they can go ahead and get them developed and stay on that right path. So I get them through the youth. Before you even see George, I probably already watched him on when he.
For sure. Can you hear him, Bacon?
Nah, the audio went out, my friend. After you said George like 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, we can't hear you. Maybe
try to leave and come back. Try leaving and come back. I know. Try to let me put in the thing.
Good call.
Try to leave and then come back. Yeah, because his audio went out. Wait for him. He's giving us some gems.
Yeah. Everybody just give us 1 second.
I don't think you see the chat.
Let's
see if you can leave. See if you can leave and then come back. Like try to swipe out and then come back.
Hold on. I'm hit you in the DM. 1, 2.
Yeah, we can't hear him. Yeah, tell him. Check his phone.
All right, bet.
You leave and then come back. Yes, sir. If you can. Okay, I think you heard me. All right, there we go.
Understood.
I think we got him. Yours? Nah, can you hear him, Bacon?
Nah, I can't. I can't. That's tough. I can't. No.
You can't hear him. He said he can hear us though.
You can hear us? Dang.
I'm not sure. I know he put it in his headphone. Might have to change it. I'm not sure. I hate
Dang.
that StreamYard does that though. Like it'll work and then it'll just clunk out of nowhere.
Right.
Can y'all hear me now?
There we go.
Yep.
Yo.
I don't know what you did, but that worked.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool.
So-
Sorry about that. So basically, you were saying like you
It's good, it's good.
identified them. Yeah, and then like you build a rapport and relationship, and then it continues to go like throughout pretty much high school and all the way through college, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. So I want to ask you, as I know you talked about resources, what do you feel like Tennessee football is missing? We talked about the quarterback, so you feel like running back positions next up. They finally putting in the things for the big boys. What do you feel like your state is missing? Whether it's media coverage, resources, what do you feel like is missing to kind of get it up there with maybe the Georgias, the Floridas, the Texas, the Alabamas, Mississippi? What do you think they're missing?
I think it's the infrastructure for us, like the programs, like the players. I think the players that we have. I think if they go 1-on-1 with anybody, I think it'll level out. But then when it comes to the programs, that's when I think the fall off come in. At. I think that the programs here are like kind of behind. Like like I was saying, like you can take somebody like an Al Core that they'll be happy of beating people, winning their championship year after year after year, but never want to actually go on the road and compete with like a Buford or some of the big dogs to allow them to be able to grow. So I think that the programs here, they still kind of behind in terms of what's really happening in the world. It's like they stuck in their own little world and happy about the trophies that they get here versus really seeing what's happening on the national level. And some of them are just some of the coaches, the egos. Um, they don't want to get that. They don't want to get that belt, and it's okay to get that belt. At least you know. Hey, at least you know what you. At least you know where you need to where you stand at, and you can fix it because you might think Tennessee ball is that until you go across the interstate and see some Georgia ball. You might get belt, but guess what? You're gonna learn from it and see that hey, we need to learn how to fix this and correct this because we thought this with that, and that's how it can grow. But if you stuck on, hey, we won it 20 years in a row at the lowest at one of the low classes, and that's cool. But are you gonna hit the road? And that's not no shade to nobody else. Like any other programs that's been winning it multiple times, they'll rather continue to win it year by year and then continue to do that, but won't put it on a national, won't take that step to go into that national level and play like a Thompson, Buford, and some of the other teams,
St. Thomas.
some of the big dogs, so they can learn. And, they might win, but, just need to see where you at so you can grow.
Period. Do you feel like some of the only teams is, like you said, to your point, Baylor? We see they always obviously schedule kind of that out of state opponent. McCallie does it pretty often. They'll play a Buford or a Grayson from time to time. I don't know. There's others. You could probably tell me better than I could. But do you feel like those are the programs that are setting the kind of the table a little bit?
Yeah, they are. They are to a certain extent. Uh I think they know how to pick. Some of them know how to pick their poison. Uh, like they'll do it, but they might play a 3A Georgia team, and when we looking at it, we think it's big to us here locally. They think that's big, but it ain't big until you play one of the big dogs. So they'll do it, but seeing what I see now, I know that you do it to a certain line, and now that I see the national look, you ain't doing it to the big dogs in Georgia. Like you'll pick an Alabama team or a Georgia team, but you might pick their lowest class or something. And our class might be the highest class, so you might pick a lower class Georgia team and beat them. And we don't know what's going on because we think that's something. But when you look at it at a national scale, you can say Tennessee beat Georgia or beat Alabama or beat them, but did you really beat them though? Because you supposed to be top 10 Tennessee, but you played one of our lowest
Or ranked team in Georgia.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so it don't really hold no merit, but yet you'll brag about it and trope everybody here in the city, in
Mhm.
the state about it, and even be all on mixed prep about it. And you know what Trent did was he did that. He actually kind of came and he went after most of the things that was really legit that had merit in Georgia or had merit in Alabama. That if you beat them, okay, we can probably get y'all. We kind of think Tennessee, you know, it kind of let people know like, all right, they might be legit enough because y'all done beat, you know, some legitimate Georgia teams. But if you can't beat the ones that's really ranked for real, then you just, I mean, you just talking, bro. And you know, I ain't knocking it, but let's get out of there and go ahead and hit that road
Period.
and really prove it. And I don't think they be doing it, but the individual players, they willing to do it, and they do it on a college level. You can see it. That's why you'll see a kid out of Tennessee, but he might come from a bullshit ass school, but yeah, he end up, you know, being on the roster or something like that, showing out. It's just he come from the, you know, a school that don't really have the infrastructure and you know, kind of behind on time. You know,
Period.
like in Georgia, there's 30 of me's out there. You know, it's plenty of less balls and stuff like that that's going on out there. But here, it's just kind of moving a little slow here. And you know, I don't really pay attention. I kind of look at the whole scope of things, so I can kind of see it and whatnot. So
Okay. Do you feel? Let me ask you this: do you feel like Vanderbilt being more competent? I guess is the word. I don't want to. Some people will say good. I'm gonna just say competent. A lot
yeah,
better than years past. Do you feel like that's helping out the state of Tennessee with more eyes on you guys, like in terms of like some of the guys that recruiting is in state places that people don't always talk about? Do you feel like that's helping y'all state out with Vanderbilt actually being good now?
yeah, cause it's some of those kids they now stay at home. You know, they don't feel like they need to just leave, so some of them are just staying home, and then you getting to see, okay, they behind. I mean, Alabama. I mean, Vanderbilt ain't no just hell of a powerhouse in terms of SEC, but they do got the infrastructure. They playing on a national level far as the SEC. So when you
Yeah.
take those kids that come from bad infrastructure that decide to want to go to uh, Alabama or go to the Clemson or you know to these D1 schools, you get to see them then. But what if they decide to just stay at a Vanderbilt or they decide to go to UT and that's what you end up slowly getting. And now they all starting to recognize that and you know, Vandy might be giving them boys a bag too. So
Yeah.
they starting to say, you know, and then slowly you're gonna see a Vanderbilt become good because they keeping their kids here, you know. So that's what's going on. They just keeping them here, and they want to stay here. And even at UT, like George and stuff, they want to stay here, and
And
that's what you're getting.
period. And then how big? I feel like I will definitely want to ask you this because you know this from recruits, but how big was that for them to get Jared Curtis? Like get him away from Georgia. Obviously, he was committed there multiple times and keep him home. I mean, that has to do a lot for the state.
Man, that was big. That was big, and it was influential because other kids looking at. I think who was it? We had another. I think Amari. I don't know if Amari Sanders commit to Vanderbilt. I think. I think by having him, it kind of influenced even more. It kind of add more fuel to the fire to the kids around here to be like, damn, man, you know, Vanderbilt might be the move. And then you know, you seeing people like Junior Sherrill, number 0 for Vanderbilt. He like that kid right there. He come from the hood for real. So you seeing him, the kids is seeing him do what he do. It's becoming a domino effect that's the place to be right now, as far as in Tennessee. You know, for some of
Right.
them. So you know, he come from humble beginnings. I mean, I'm not humble beginnings, but he stayed down. He wasn't involved with no programs and you know with the Elite Threes or the MPAs or all these programs. He just did him and stayed down with the school. And now you seeing him doing his thing right now. And he could
Period.
have went plenty of places.
Exactly. If you can shed light, what tell us a little bit about the Elite Three program, if you don't mind sharing.
Elite Three, it's a 707 program. They've been doing it for about 20 plus years. It's basically, yeah, 707 program. It houses trainers and stuff. Your kids can go into it to get developed. It does great work in the community. Open up a lot of doors for like a lot of kids that can't afford it. You know, it allows them access to be able to play 707. So it's just a 707 program that came up just like how it came up. Started in the backyard, and just kind of grew, and that's what you have today. And it's just a 707 program.
Gotcha. All right, put us on some game, Desh. Tell us about who's coming down the ranks, man. Whatever you want to do, 2027, 28s, 29s. Who we need to watch out for in Tennessee moving forward.
Um, let's see. It's a kid. He's playing with. He's a running back right now. He plays for Knoxville Catholic. He's a freshman right now. He started as a freshman. I just posted him to even like my last post. His name Cruz. He legit. He actually played down in. He played for Rare Breed in Atlanta. Um, he played with them, so he legit. He just a baby right now, so you know he a freshman, but he gonna be this sophomore year. He gonna be something to look out for because he already was starting as a freshman, but this year, well, this upcoming year, this coming up this season, you're gonna be hearing a lot about him, and that's the class of
Nah.
2029. Yeah, 2029. So he legit. Um, who else? Dang. Who else, man? It's some more, man. I just can't think right now. Man, um, man, I can't even think right now. But it's
No,
a couple of more, man. But I just can't think right now on
no
the top
worries,
of my
man.
head.
I know that'll
But
come back
yeah.
to you. Let me go this direction, man. I want to ask you about what advice, man, you give a creative similar in your situation. Let's say he's from Mississippi and he's trying to create a platform for athletes, get them more out there exposed, kind of how you did, Dash. What would you tell them in order to be successful? And then what do you think is the best way to, I guess you could say, monetize your platform? You know, is it through Instagram? Is it through TikTok? Is it through YouTube? Like,
Yeah.
how can you kind of get that platform on the map? You think?
I think, man, first, I know people always say it, but man, start with a why. Like, have a purpose on what it is you're trying to do. Like, everything I'm doing it, but it also got a purpose, it, and a vision behind it. And it don't, it ain't nothing that's gonna happen overnight. But just always try to think 5 or 10 years down the line, whatever it is you're trying to do. And then far as monetizing, I suggest YouTube. I think YouTube is the big move that everybody should have a platform on YouTube because I mean, that's the new TV. That's the new cable. So it gives you access once you learn how it all works, and once you learn how the algorithm work, the thumbnails, and the titles, the descriptions, and understand the intros and all of that stuff. Once you master all of that, it becomes your own network to where you can monetize and make some serious money. I mean, life changing money. Um, but yeah, I think that, and just staying consistent and focusing on what you can control, and focusing on these kids, and block out the blinders. Because if you truly like what you do, man, just focus on them because you're gonna get discouraged. You're gonna see people getting a lot of likes. You're gonna see people getting access to things that you can't get to.
Very
But
true.
if you're on a mission and you got a vision on what you're trying to do or what you're trying to see for what your platform is, just lock in on that and it's gonna happen. And that's kind of what I do. That's what keeps me grounded and not distracted because I can easily go and work for the Titans, but I think my vision is way bigger than Titans. I'm not trying to work for the Titans unless they want to hire Let's Ball, but not me as a photographer. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the different things. So that's kind of what I'm on, and I suggest people. If you're gonna do it, especially if you're trying to build a platform, you just got to stay down and try to do the right thing. As far as not, getting kids exposure or showcasing the real people, And I think if you stay on that path, you'll be able to take over and have a message, whatever message that may be. Have some kind of message to whatever it is you're doing. I think a lot of people do this stuff. They don't really have no message. Like my message is embrace the process. Nike sell greatness, so I sell the process as far as, locking in and showing the process. And I really do that. That's why I record the little kids, because I want to show people the process. So when you start to see him as a butterfly, you know, you can see it, because everybody like the butterfly, but they don't really like the caterpillar. So that's kind of my whole thing. And it's just messaging. That's all I've been doing. And I think if any content creator doing this, if you come with a message and whatever it is behind your brand or whatever it is you're doing, I think that's gonna sell more than just whatever it is you're trying to do, because they'll buy into the messaging. And it'll take a while, but like I said, if you lock in for 5 or 10 years, I think later down the line, everything will start to fruition. You'll start to beat the battles or the whatever it is that you're trying to do overtimes, because that's the piece that I feel like a lot of them are missing is the messaging, you know. And that's kind of my advice. YouTube is the key. Lock in on YouTube, man. Like everybody, lock in on YouTube. It's so much opportunity for people that I can sit right here and tell y'all, and y'all can tell me. But YouTube is the move. If you can master the long form content, everything else gonna fall into play, because long form is hard. So it's tough, but it's well worth it. Um, it's hard. I've been trying to figure it out for years. I still ain't hit it. I got it because of organic. But far as nationally, like tapping into that national market, that's a whole nother strategy that I'm close to it. So I think that once you tap into it and figure it out, yeah, I think the sky's the limit versus the short form. It's cool, but it ain't monetizable. I mean, you
Gotta
ain't
get
really,
money views.
yeah, you ain't really making nothing far as to be able to sustain yourself. You can go viral, but all those people, they might not. It's only for that one clip, so it ain't really real. It's like it's like a spark to a flame. But if you ain't got the flame, that spark gonna go away. So it's just short form, man. It's good, but all I do is just funnel them back to my YouTube, because I know it's a greater network. I can take if I once I build it up and get it going, I can take little Johnny or anybody and put them on that network where it's now being posted to millions of people, and that one kid can just pop
Right.
stuff. So yeah, YouTube, monetization, yeah, that's the moves, man. Shoot, I can post 100 clips, and yeah, I might get $1 for it, but that's $100, you know. Uh, or I can get $10 off of one short and post 100 on them. That's like a band within a month.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. So I'm flooding it. I can flood it with YouTube, the same Instagram IG clips. I can flood it with shorts all day, and that don't take no time, because I've been doing it. Like I can record one whole game, short form, and chop it up to however much money I decide I want to make. If I want to make 1,000 and I'm getting paid $2 off of it, then I'm gonna chop up how many clips I need to be able to get that amount, and it's still growing with my organic audience. And
Right.
then and that's kind of what I've been building off of. That's why I ain't really left the city yet, really, just because my organic audience is so strong that I don't really have to leave. I can leave it, but the organic audience is just so strong that I'd rather have a solid organic artist than a going viral. And then I
Hmm.
got Mississippi, I got Alabama, but they really don't really. It's not really. You might you might have 100,000 followers, and I might got 30,000, but they all focused. Like they all locked in, and they all subject to what I'm the messaging that I'm putting on them or telling them, and that all can be channeled into your YouTube channel to ultimately help you be able to grow or So support yourself. So yeah, YouTube is the move. I suggest everybody do that, whether you're an athlete or anything. Even the athletes doing it now.
Yeah.
Facts.
Athletes doing it now. So yeah,
I think to your point, real quick. I think, and for one more question, I'll throw it back. I think to your point, underrated part of YouTube is, let's say you do a video on those kids you talked about, right? Eighth grade, seventh grade, whatever. They go and they become like that next big star or whatever. People will go back and click on your video you did years ago, and you still
yeah,
maybe bank on that video. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
that's
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. That's happening with Isaiah Horton. I did like the inside. I did like something called inside the bag,
Something like
and
that.
and I documented his process. And keep in mind, keep in mind, all this stuff I'm doing is just really ideas. I'm just testing. I ain't even really just fully launched it all. I'm just really just trying to test and see how things gravitate to people and see how it all works. But I did a little thing called Inside the Bag where I just roll into people. I wanted people to see the process of what Isaiah go through with one of the top trainers in the city. And I just basically just sit there and just watch this whole training session and see how he interacts, see what he thought about his championship game. And that went crazy. And then when I think he went to Alabama. Now he went to Miami. When he first went to Miami, everybody started to run back to that video and started to do their research on him and all of that stuff, starting to pull up all this stuff. And I could tell because the numbers was going back up again. And every time any of them make that move like that, it does that. So like he went to Alabama, now he at what is it?
Texas
Missy
A&M.
what he at the Aggies,
Yep.
Texas
Yeah.
A&M, yeah. So it did the same thing. So they go back and they just try to do their research on him and just kind of figure out more about who he is and stuff. So yeah, it does go back and do that.
Facts.
So it's like evergreen.
Nah, it is 100%. Last
Yeah.
thing, what's the next phase of what you want to do, Desh? Gotta ask you that. Like, well, where do you want to take this thing? What's the evolution?
Uh, so right now, I'm getting a little older now, so my kids getting old. I got kids and stuff, so I'm basically building up a team now, trying to show them how to do this stuff. Of course, I've been all the little stuff I've been doing now. They've been test runs, so now I'm really ready to kind of officially start to really put it all together now. So as much as long as I've been doing it, it's actually been just a test run. So the next phase is just really starting to put everything together and start to really show how it all looks, all cohesive. Cause like right now, I've been doing a lot of stuff, but it's secretly they don't know, but it's secretly just been test runs just to see how this feel. Let's see how this looks, see what this do and stuff. But now I kind of got it figured out, everything structured. So I'm looking to build like a team of kids, man, where I'm gonna send them out on assignments. They gonna be making some money. But I couldn't do that at first because I didn't even know how to make money doing this stuff. Because it's still new. It's still new to really officially figure out how to make money outside of monetization, but making money off of highlight reels or stuff like that. I kind of came up with my own system to where I can take my team and they can be able to make some money off of it through a system that I done made out through my website. So that's kind of the next phase, just building up a team. I've been throwing events, so I'm looking to get into that, into throwing like showcases and stuff for the community, and then kind of giving it experience that I like to see, like I want to have a OT7 type of experience, you know what I mean? Like a battle type of experience, you know how their events be, it be turned. And even how C1N when he did his event, how he just that type of experience. I'm looking to do that for my city. So it'll be events, building up a content creator team that's gonna be able to go out here on assignments and even make some money doing it, not just hoping and wishing. They actually got a kind of some kind of process and system behind it. And that's it. A podcast coming soon. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so I ain't gonna be on it because I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't like being on camera, man. I don't really like being on camera, but I fuck with bruh, man. Bruh really been locked in with me for a long time, man. I support everything he do, especially if it comes through my feed. I'm sharing and I'm liking. I'm doing something every time because I really believe in what he do. But
Appreciate you.
so yeah, I got a podcast coming. I ain't gonna be on it, but I got a guy that his name Sean. He gonna be like pretty much the face of Les Ball. You'll start seeing him come around a lot.
Oh,
So he gonna be like like a overtime Larry,
Mm.
like a destroying or AJTV. So
Yeah.
he'll be something like that, but he got his own personality. He funny. He'll be kind of going around and taking all the flat. I'm just throwing it on him because I don't really. I just like to be laid back, man. Do my job and get the hell out of there. I don't really. I ain't no celebrity or no. I don't like that stuff. I mean, it's cool, but I just want to be laid back and chill, man. Chill for real. So he'll be kind of the guy that everybody will be surrounding on, and he pretty much will be like AJTV. He'll be coming to the games. He'll be basically commentating and doing everything that I wish I could have the nuts to do. He'll be doing all that. So I'll be just giving him my ideas, and he gonna turn it up like a whole nother level on some hood shit, but like on some it's gonna be toned down, but it's gonna be funny as hell. Like, cause I come from the hood for real, so it's gonna be a little bit of that, but it's just gonna be on another level. So that's what I'm sorry. So it'll be something like that. So we got a podcast called Let's Talk Ball.
Mm.
That's that we record and we working on. He'll be the host of it. He'll be going around interviewing some of the athletes, some of the leaders here, some of the coaches, touching on some of the stuff that you was talking about, and just kind of seeing what their perspectives are on what's going on in the community in this, and through that podcast, maybe we can solve something instead of just whining about it, complaining about it. Maybe we can bring up topics, and then through the comment section, we can see a collective of people on what their ideas are instead of just assuming. We can have a conversation through the comments and even through that podcast to solve some real issues, not just trying to go viral all the time. We really trying to solve some shit because it'll be used as a tool. That's basically what this podcast is. It's called Let's Talk Ball. Um, Tennessee, it's a little, I hate to throw the racism, but it's a lot of little racism that goes on here where we done had coaches get fired straight up on the fight, and they end up being put in a Tennessee or end up being put in the paper without having a voice.
Wow.
So, if you got a community, if you a prominent coach and you end up getting fired, but then your community reads it in a Tennessee, that you really don't have a voice to really let people know
What really
how can you
happened?
what really happened. So you might have majority of your audience turning against you because they be like, he might be on some nigga. You know what I mean? He done did some stuff like that. But I've talked to a lot of these people and these coaches when I see them out, and I ask them, what happened? And when he tell me what happened, it's a whole nother story. And it's a story to be told because, in our metro schools, they don't it's underserved, and so the coaches, they not able to be fully coaches. They actually got to be a dad, a
Mm.
mom. They got to do a lot more stuff that takes away from their ability to really truly coach. So they actually having to do more. So you think that they can't coach, but it's more to it. Even with the football fields, they got a line, and they got to hire line care people, or they out there lining the shit they sell on the weekends. So it's stuff like that happens, and then when it happens where you get fired, it's like a slap in the face, and then you forced to have to explain to a bunch of kids that you've been driving home that you're not
Mm.
working no more. So I've heard coaches say that they got fired, but then they had to find somebody to place their own job, their own position. So
What?
like some of them, they might be teachers. So some of them like might be a head coach, but then he might be a teacher. So he might got fired from the coaching job, but he's still a teacher at the school. But yet he's so engaged and so committed to the kids that he has such a responsibility outside of the X and O's that it ain't just easy for him to just be like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna just uh I'm done. Y'all just gonna have to figure out your own situation, not knowing that this coach actually has more they got a hell of a situation outside of just coaching. They actually a dad to some of these people. They actually gotta take them home, and they actually probably gotta feed some of them. So it's not just you just firing them. But that's what happened to some of these people. And when they get on IG or they get on Facebook, mainly Facebook, and then somebody read a headline saying that, hey, such and such got fired, and the coach go and read the comments and see they tearing them down, they wearing them out. So he said it. Some of them say that it bothers them because he don't have a voice. So I was like, hey man, one day I'm gonna create a podcast so that way, people in our community can hear your take on it. So that's kind of what this Let's Ball Talk is for us, the coach's perspective. It's talking about that, and then even talking about a perspective from the athlete, where it's let's ball athletes. Let's talk ball athletes. Let's talk ball coaches. Let's talk ball leadership. So I have each one of them on, and then we can kind of dive in some of the issues because I get tired of people talking about issues, but then they don't want to talk about the solution. And I ain't in the business of talking about the solution, because if you're really doing this, you ain't got time to, because you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's too many ideas and too many ways. It's so hard to try to it's so hard trying to figure out the solution that you ain't got time to be trying to talk about the problem. So that's kind of the narrative on what this podcast doing. So I don't know about nobody else's, but that's what we doing is trying to solve issues in the community, and even talking about, like you said, the lime and like some of the stuff that the development here. So you know,
That don't get talked
it's,
about.
yeah, it don't get talked about. And some parents, they don't be knowing. Some of them go down the wrong path. You might have a prominent kid that might be legit, but he might end up getting handled by some people that's really just looking out for themselves that might send them on a wrong path.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I ain't here to tell nobody where they should go, but we can have them on a podcast so we can see what they really intentions are, and then we'll let that be the case, and you can see where we stand. That even just like this, you can having me on here. Yeah, I'm telling my story, but people can get a glimpse of what my true intentions are by just through the conversations. You can see what I'm really on, not just sitting right here just running around doing shit
Right.
just to be doing shit. And that's why I like, man, I appreciate you, bro, for even just having me on, because it kind of
No doubt.
I
Appreciate
ain't
it.
really used to being on there, but I get on there for him because maybe to pull something out of me to kind of let people see what's going on with what I'm doing and see the separation. Because even with me here in Tennessee, everybody don't like what I do.
Right.
They don't like, here, if it's a prominent star player, well, it ain't prominent, but if it's a kid that's popular that he feel like they need him, this the guy that you should be promoting. You don't need to promote nobody else. If I break outside, if some people feel like you shouldn't break outside of that mold. So if a kid is underdog, that come from the slum, show up the kid that everybody feel like he's supposed to be in that one, I'm gonna show it if it's on tape. Like if I'm at that game and I see that this kid is low key been dogging, I'm gonna show what I see. But some people don't like that because he's been handled by a certain program or handled by certain people, that it,
Right.
it becomes an issue of me showing that. So it becomes a political thing, or access thing, you know what I mean? So I
Hey,
can't stop.
it is.
Yeah, so it becomes an access thing to certain legit players. So if you see players that are on my platform that ain't been on there, it got something to do with like a lot of access of trying to downgrade the platform, but it don't happen. It can't. It ain't gonna happen. But that's some of the kind of the political play that goes on. But I gotta do the right thing, because my kid is one of those underdogs. You know what I mean? So I know how it feels to you get on, you play a game, an AAU game, and you scoring 30, and then the so-called star player that they've been featuring every day only had 10, and y'all both play on the same team, and you keep dropping 30, and the kid that they keep promoting, he ain't doing that. And I come out there, if they got their own content creator, so they'll have them out there recording that particular player. And somebody tell me, hey, Desh, come to my game. Kid hit me, please, man, I want you to see this. So that's what kind of DMs I get, and I be like, all right, I'm popping out. And I look and do my research. I'm like, damn, bro, you showed 30? I thought such and such was someone. Because I'm getting propagandized too, because that's who they want me to see. So when I'm seeing, I'm like, I do legit. But when somebody, a kid hit me up and be like, hey, bro, you should see me. I'm dropping 30. I play for the same team. I said, damn, you do? I want to see them highlights of you. Maybe mama can't afford it. Mama can't afford it, or she don't value content like it to
Right.
really know that the benefit of how this stuff work, and how it also can mess up their psyche, make them feel discouraged, make them believe that what they saying is what it is, until somebody like me show up and I give them a whole goddamn mixtape and show them the whole shit. And you see what I'm saying? It changes their whole way of thinking and it gets them out of that hole that they may have been sunk in because of the situation they're in. So a lot of them might be in a situation that seem good, but then they been turned to cheerleaders and shit. And they ain't, if you legit, you don't need to be no motherfucking cheerleader. You need to be out here, showcasing yourself or move to another program,
Yeah.
that's gonna treat you how you deserve to be treated, even though it might not be as good as the program you at. So that's kind of the stuff that I'm dealing with. But this podcast is gonna be able to allow them to be able to say how they feel, and then we can see, what their visions are, how it line up with the future of Tennessee, or is they just selling us out for a couple $1,000s? So that's just what I'm on, man. It's just trying to be the change that I like to see in my community, and hopefully growing it nationally eventually. But I can't do that until I be able to control my own city or my own state. And it's getting close. I mean, we ready now. Like, I'm really ready now to be able to fully take it over, like completely, like even shit, Alabama and Georgia. Like, I'm ready to come down there now because I kind of. You gotta have your shit together, man. You can't come in nobody's area, bro, and you ain't got your shit together, especially in a bigger market like that. So I ain't, I gotta control my own market at this point, and at least have my systems and processes and stuff like that down
Ah, now to piggyback off what he's saying, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, let's ball, embrace the process. You froze, Naj? Did I lag out? That's crazy. Anyway, if whoever is lagged out, if I'm lagged out, they lagged out, whatever it is, man, Bacon Network is a platform we tell stories, man. And I think this is a prime example, man. Let's ball, keeping it real, man. Telling a story, what's going on in Tennessee. We bring on y'all people who we like to go to the source. We go to the source, people who's in the trenches doing the work with the people to provide y'all the content, what's going on. Not only give you the updates on the players, you know what I mean, but the whole shebang, what's going on, what's really moving and trending and popping in culture. So that's why you tune into Justice in this podcast. I'm gonna check on Desh to see what's going on. He said, "Come to the snide, coach. When he come down, I'll definitely tell him to stop by Creekside, man. This is tell a lot of stories, do a lot of documentaries. So he'd be perfect. I'll definitely tap y'all in. Make sure. All right, here we go. Oh, go ahead, Nas. You do your thing, brother.
My bad.
You already got somebody that want to see you, man.
Huh?
Coach Rand said, "Come to the swamp." That's Creekside and Fairburn.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
In Georgia.
All right, Georgia. Yeah, for real. I need to get down there for sure. For sure. I know that Georgia ball different down there.
Yeah, different.
That is definitely different at the swamp.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I thought you taking. I asked my question. You gave a real good answer, man.
Nah, I mean, sure. I mean, everything I wanted to ask, Dash pretty much said it. I was going last thing I want to ask you, last couple things I want to ask you, man. I know you talked about the butterfly and embrace the process thing, but why did you, choose that logo? Why was that so impactful to you? If there's any more context you could provide about just the butterfly logo.
Good question. So when I started Let's Ball, which it means let's build a living legacy. That's what Let's Ball means. Let's build a living legacy. When I started it, I started to think about actually a brand for real. I started to study like Nike. And I noticed that they had like a check, the swoop sign. So doing my research, I'm a little nerd, man. Uh
We
doing
all
my
are.
doing my research, I realized that I need a symbol. I needed a symbol that's gonna represent what I believe in. And I started thinking real hard, and then I found out that Nike they sell they sell greatness, they sell like elite, so they whole brand message is all about elite. So I was like, okay, my brand message is, since they want to show all the greatness of people, I want to be able to, when it finally, I want to be able to compete with a Nike. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna show what they scared to show because they too big to show it. So I wanted to sell the process. So that was my thing starting off, was like, okay, Nike gonna only come to people when they doing great. They're gonna come get the hood athlete when he already became the butterfly. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna show them when they in the hood. I'm gonna show them when they in their lowest, and I'm gonna show the process. So I did research on something that was gonna kind of symbolize that, and it came up with a butterfly. And I started reading about the butterfly on its transformation, as it started off as a caterpillar, and then it transforms into something that everybody love to see, which is the butterfly. So I like, shit, that's gonna be my symbol right there, because I wanna show people the process. And that's all I've been talking about, because I'm going through, as I'm telling them this, and kind of telling my story or branding this, it's also reflecting on me too as a platform, because I gotta go through the same process, and telling myself that when I'm seeing somebody on a higher level, I can look at that butterfly and be like, or whatever my symbol is, and tell myself I need to embrace the process, because it's gonna happen. Just fall in love with that process. So I came up with the butterfly because of it's because of its process of transforming to a butterfly. You know, if you look at my logo, it's like a butterfly and it's a dot at the very bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that dot, it symbolizes a caterpillar. So it's at the bottom of the butterfly. So, my thing is, everybody don't want to see the caterpillar. They love, nobody don't want to see the ugly little caterpillar, but the caterpillar eventually got to die off and go through its process to become a butterfly. So that's what I end up doing is, I like, man, let me just, how can I symbolize this? So that's what I did. I took a dot and I put it under I put it under the butterfly. And that way, when people want to know something about it, I can just not just say it because it's cool, but I can tell you the meaning behind it, and it actually has a true meaning that reflects my audience and reflects you as a person. So when these kids wear it, especially the little bitty ones, it reflects y'all, dog, because it's y'all going through y'all process, and nobody don't want to see no damn caterpillar, but I do, you know. So that's what it is. So that's why it kind of reflects. It goes back to what I'm doing for real. I'm out here recording, even though I don't have to. Like, I'm probably one of the biggest content creators here in the state of Tennessee, but I still go out and record little kids that's 5 years old, and they be shocked. They be shocked as hell to see me, cause like in their eyes, they think I'm the battles and stuff. You know what I mean? So they be shocked as hell to see that I can come and record a 5-star, but yet show up on a Saturday morning and record a 5-year-old like he really a star. I'm running down there like they elite, like they really that. I still carry that. So, but not knowing that they really more important than the 5-star in my eyes, because that
Mm-hmm.
symbolizes my brand. So it's important for me to record them, and that's how I continue to grow. Is because even them, even on a larger scale with the state of Tennessee, I got my own money. I can easily go to Georgia or Alabama and record all the 5-star players and glaze and kind of cloud chase and blow the platform up for real, for real. I can blow it up nationally doing it that way. But Tennessee is a caterpillar to somebody like a Georgia. You see what I'm saying? So it all kind of stacks on each top of each other of different levels and different phases. So it just has so many meanings, and it goes along with my message. And like I said before, if you're gonna do this, have you a message that you can have, that you can sell, because people, you think they buying into your content or they buying into the message. For me, they buying into my message. It's not really just what I'm doing. It's really the message that I'm telling. And I ain't even spoke about it. It's just kind of how I'm showing it, and I'm gradually taking it step by step. And it's programming, you know.
Mm. That's facts.
It's programming. You know what I mean? They do us. I mean, media is a tool, and they do us. They do that to us on television. They can show, or the radios can play a sorry ass song, and you can hear it a million times before you know it. You're gonna be singing that song not because you want to, it's because you've been programmed to like something that you didn't even like. So consistency comes to play because every time, like even with mine, I can get on IG and I post let's ball the little flash pop on, but that's programming to let people know. And I tested, I won't say nothing, but now they be like, I know like a kid come to me and a kid to come to me and it'd be more of a discovery for them. They be like, hey, I know you about to post. I already know. I already pay attention. I be like, how you know I'm about to post? Because when you put the flash thing up and it say let's ball, I know you about to post. So it's programming and training them to like something. So that's basically the consistency part of doing it, but having a plan and not rushing it. That's just small because like Nike, they had when Nike first started, when you first saw Nike, it started with the Nike check. They didn't come with all these different designs. They didn't come with all this stuff. They had to get you to recognize the logo and they had to get you to recognize the symbol. And then once you program, you take that logo and you can make it small and put it on small size on the pants. And now now you've been programmed. So now I can put 30 designs on there, but yet that little logo is symbolized and it triggers you. You see what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
nice.
you see what I'm saying? So that's why you see black and white less ball, and I never changed that because I'm still working. I ain't even started yet. I ain't even made the logo small yet. I ain't even got in the clothes yet because I'm still it's a 10-year plan, and I'm taking it very. It's like I'm going to college or something. It's like I'm taking it step by step. So when you finally do see it like Nike, you won't even know how it happened because I've been doing it so patient and consistency and really embracing the process. But I got a greater plan and I understand programming and I understand media and how propaganda and all that stuff play into play. But I'm doing it in a respectable, you know, a respectable and honest way,
Mhm.
and having morals behind it, not just programming you and doing that to your psyche for some bullshit. So it's very intentional and it's very inspirational and motivation, so you know that's where the butterfly came from. It's just a symbol. I saw Nike had one and I was like, man, let me come on with my own symbol. And then I started comparing my competition like Next Trend, Weeball. I started looking at them and I realized that uh I got an advantage because I come from the projects for real. Like I'm really from the hood for real, not across the street from the projects. Or I actually grew up out there,
Yeah.
so I feel like I got an advantage on the culture as far as being able to dive in that culture, but not so much of it, but yet still come back and be relatable on a larger scale. And I think somebody that's doing that type of stuff, I don't think they can go that deep like I can. Y'all just, they don't build it up so much that you might be out there now, but I don't think you can go that deep to where I can tell a true story, organic story about the have and have nots, and still go corporate on you. And I think we can dive a little more deeper into the story of the brand owner. And if you match Nike's story to my story or anybody else's brand story, it'd be amazing to find out that the stuff looks so hip hop or culture, but you look at on the other side of it, it's not you. It's not a reflection of who you are. So you supporting something, they're not even a reflection of who you are, but they mimicking you and they copying what you're doing. But if you look on the other side of the end, they don't know. They probably don't even listen to rap music. They probably don't even listen to Young Boy. They probably don't even listen to none of that stuff. They probably laugh at you and marketing it, but using your culture. You know what I mean? So that's the advantage that I feel like I have. And I ain't gotta be so even though I'm from the hood, I'm not of that hood. So I think that's an advantage that I understand, you know. So that's kind of what that symbol mean. And uh it's just a start. I still got a lot more work to do for as the branding and getting these kids, getting my city to buy in because they not used to they not used to so like I feel like in Georgia or Atlanta, they take pride in putting people up on stuff. So like if it's something new that they really like, they'd rather be pretty much hyped about putting you up on it. So like if I got some
Mhm.
new shoes, I'm gonna put you up on it versus just jumping on a trend. Here, they don't understand about putting people up on their own stuff. They'll rather jump on a trend instead of being a trendsetter. Be like, let me put you up on this. You ain't up on this yet. Nah, that ain't that here. They'll rather uh jump on a trend or something.
Like,
You know what I mean? Versus, man, I'm gonna put you up on this, man. And then when I put you up on it, you're gonna be like, ah shit, you know what I mean? They ain't really on it. But I feel like in Atlanta, they take pride in when something new come, they ready to jump on, it, especially if it's legit and it's real. They gonna take pride on jumping on that shit and they gonna push that shit to the fullest because the shit is good. Not cause it's man, I need you to have my favorite person to like it or some shit. That type shit. So here it's like I'm doing it, but I gotta teach them as I'm doing it how to support each other. You know what I mean? How to support a creator, how to support your own artist. You know, if you like it, you like it. Just take pride in what your true feelings are. You know, instead of I like it, but I don't know if I can support it because I don't want to seem like I'm lame. Nah, that actually make you seem like you cool, bruh. Cause you 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 taking pride in it and you putting them up on some shit that you like, you know. And if it's dope, then they let you know you like dope shit, you know, and then they'll jump on it. But it's all a training ground for me and everything else. So yeah, that's a long ass answer, but
nah, you good.
but yeah, that's what's going on with that, man.
Nah, you good. Sensei, brother. You dropped a lot of jewels today. I definitely learned a lot about the name,
Appreciate it.
the legend. Um, it's an honor, brother. You know what I'm saying? For your second podcast, brother, you know what I'm saying? You say sharp pen, brother, and we appreciate
Man,
you coming
appreciate
on.
it. Appreciate you having me on, man. I gotta
Nah,
get down there too with you, man. I gotta
nah,
get down
facts.
there for real. I gotta get
Nah,
down there with y'all.
nah, let me know. You see, you already got coach, you already got coach wants you to come down to the
Yeah,
creek side,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I do. I do need to get down there though. Yeah,
That that's
I definitely do.
that's how we do it, man. We try to, you know what I'm saying, we try to kind of connect the dots, man. Whether
I
it's, you know,
appreciate that.
Tennessee, Alabama, like we even tell creatives like you that's in Bama, yo, y'all come out here, come for a game, you know. Just as you said, you trying to master your area, which is obviously the right philosophy, man. But we also try to expose to because like, there's so much money
Yeah,
in Georgia. Why not get your
yeah,
exposure a little bit of Atlanta people too, you know, and
yeah.
try.
For sure, man. For sure, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I mean, I appreciate all y'all do, man. Y'all about to change the game though. I love it, man. For
Why you
sure,
say
for sure.
that? Before we let you go, why you say that? Why you think we finna change the game in your
Cause
eye?
cause y'all you're it seemed like y'all know y'all tapping in with the content creators, which secretly they have a voice to some of this stuff. So when you tapping into like the content creators, they actually be having some little insight, especially if they done build something up to situations that nobody else would know. So I think that's dope to be having somebody like me on because it's a good strategy because like I'm around like all the trainers in the city, literally. And you know, if you get around the trainers, you get around all the top players. So it's just kind of like a domino effect. It's just common sense.
Validation,
So
yup.
you see what I'm saying? So like you having a content creator, especially somebody like me that's like in an area like this that kind of got a good audience is tapping into to my market and is tapping into an insight on what's going on here from my perspective. You know, is it the right perspective? Probably not. Or if it's a bad perspective, I don't know. You know, it's my opinion. But you get to see a little insight of what's going on from what I see. And I've been running around this city in this state for 6 years. So you get a glimpse of that. So when I think that's dope that y'all having me on or having anybody on because it gives them it gives opportunities to see what's going on without having to do all that extra stuff. And I ain't never seen nobody do that, like how y'all doing it. So I feel like as y'all continue to do it and continue to grow, I think it's gonna take it to a whole nother level because y'all reaching out and doing it the way y'all doing it. And then, I know bruh, he pretty much similar to me, but in a different area. So I respect what he do. So uh, I believe in it. So that's why I feel like, yeah, man, I like what y'all doing, and it's gonna grow. It's gonna eventually grow. Well, it's growing now, but uh, I think over time, shoot, I might not be able to be back on this show though, cause y'all gonna be too big for me. So,
Nah, that
hey
be
man, hey man, hey. So, but I think it's coming though. I feel like it's coming. Y'all done had multiple people on here just from different aspects, and ain't nobody doing that like that, So
nah, brother. You always whether it's you or I'm saying your man out front, we always welcome on. We wear I wear extra large. When we did I
yeah,
think
for sure, for
Nas
sure,
was
for sure,
large
for
as
sure.
well.
For
Yeah,
sure,
me
for
too.
sure. For sure. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you for sure.
But let's ball sports, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, now y'all might get in trouble down there now. I don't want
Hey,
y'all to get
man,
banned, man.
hey, we
I
gonna
don't want
look
y'all to.
good doing it.
We gonna
Hey.
look, hey, Chad, we gonna look damn good doing it. We
Fact.
Hey, that's
independent.
what's up. That's what's up. For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. So I got a question for y'all though. What made y'all come about this? The podcast, and what was the intention behind that?
Go ahead, baby.
Man, to the motto of Bacon Network is to tell you the story. You know what I mean? What better way to do it than bring people on a platform? You know what I mean? To tell the actual story. Just another part to the brand. But ultimately, it was just bringing people together. You never know, like get different perspectives. Like we want to hear about, man, what's going on in Alabama? What's going on in Tennessee? Now, people, when you tune in, like I said, whenever you had got off, like we go directly to the source, man. And you know what I'm saying? We get to bring you the culture side, mix it all together. That's what the people want to know, what the people want to hear. And I don't want to just have the, whitewash podcast. We want to get down to the real nitty
Yeah.
gritty, the real
Yeah.
talk, and put it out for the people, you know what I mean? And also inspire, like, you get so many different perspectives. You came here, people who watching this gonna see this. They got information about Tennessee football. They learn about players. They learn about you. They got inspired. They learn really how to market and how to,
Yeah.
layer it. So it's just a lot of,
Yeah.
that's why, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
Okay.
say, I'll say
Yeah.
from my perspective, man, I agree. Like we kind of started. So actually, I was with a company at one point.
Okay.
Doing kind of, I guess you could say the corporate thing, man, a little bit. It was on the media space though. Some of what you said about
Yeah.
Tennessee and
Oh,
Titans.
okay.
It was cool, but I didn't really feel value. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
stuff go, man. So I decided to branch out. Me and him doing the pod. We had this show we was doing every Monday night. I mean, like you see, Coach Rance tuned in, and
Yeah.
people from all over Georgia just tuning into the show, talking about it,
Yeah.
taking clips from our show and putting it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when we started to see it, and then in this off-season process, we like let's tell the stories of these creatives, not just creatives though. Media members. We've interviewed media members.
Yeah.
We've interviewed coaches, players, just telling their story in a unique way that nobody else is doing. And why we tapped in with creators because we feel like you said, y'all are undertapped. Y'all are underserved. The people don't tell y'all
Yeah.
stories. So a big one for
Fact.
us recently was Create with Dre. He's big here in Georgia, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same
I
as
heard it.
you. He just like you. He don't like the camera. He
Yeah.
don't like the camera. He
Yeah.
don't want to be
Yeah.
on it, nothing. And I think our platform is changing, just people's
Yeah.
lives because y'all feel so comfortable. Like I feel like we literally unlocked you today. Like
Yeah, yeah, you did,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
that's what,
You
and
can
that's
tell a story.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, and that's dope, and that was dope about it. That you know, I wasn't like that, but you kind of the platform kind of opened me up to be able to express myself and,
Right.
and be able to say it from my perspective. Because, like you said, most of us kind of shy away from we like to record people, but we don't really like to be on camera. And being with y'all guys, it kind of opened up and unlocked that, like you said, and that's dope. That's dope shit.
So
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to create, man. This is a platform, like so you can open up, be yourself, tell it authentically, like what Becky said. We're not trying to be whitewashed. Like,
yeah,
oh, I got to say this because I'm here. Be yourself.
yeah.
That's what we're trying to create.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah.
I'm saying
So,
real quick, but
yeah.
I didn't want to ask for time's sake, but I can't let
Nah,
you
you
off the
good. You good.
show
You good. I'm
without
chilling.
asking you, man. I gotta have a backstory to the Brandon Miller workout, man.
The Brandon Miller workout. Somebody that went on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, man. I
Man,
watched that thing like about twice, maybe 2, 3 times.
yeah, man. So man, so Brandon Miller, man, that's my dude, man. He a real one, man. Like, so that wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't. Remember, I told you some people, not Brandon Miller, but some people that don't be want me to be around. But Brandon Miller fuck with me. So I originally had somebody hired me to come out there to the workout, and he was on the other court. and I was recording him. I seen him down there, but I couldn't really holler him because I'm doing my job. Brandon came to me and hollered at me and told me, "Hey, bro, uh, fuck with me," and I did. And I went down there. They was looking all mad and shit. So that's how that happened. And I was like, "Oh yeah, they know I'm here. I'm here." Not to be on some ego shit, but I gotta be that way because I know, So I'm like, yeah, I'm for the kill this shit. And he had me come down there on the other end after I finished my little session with them because we was all at Brentwood Academy. I
Mm.
wasn't never there for him. I actually left Lipscomb. Yeah, I left Lipscomb, and the trainer hollered at me and asked me could I record one of his kids at BA. So I went and followed them out there and went to BA and recorded him. We was already there, and then Brandon Miller walked in. I seen him. I hollered at him, but he was on the other. I couldn't really talk to him, so he was on the other end, and he ended up coming back and hollering at me. And then I just went back down on that other end and did my thing and shit. And I that was that. And I think because of the platform I got and the artists I got, it was able to do numbers. And I, that's the part that I kind of like have issues with when it comes to my city is that, once the kids, become who they become, I need for them to be on this platform because it allows it to grow to another level because they going to another level. But if you don't continue to support the platform when you become him, then it kind of stagnates the
Mhm.
it don't stop it, but it just slows it down from the growth of allowing it to speed it up faster. So I think some people know that, so they try to stop it from happening. You know what I mean? But I got such a relationship with Brandon doing what I was doing when he was in a freshman, when nobody didn't know he was a 5-star and all of that. That's kind of how the relationship starts. It just, people come in and the political gang come in and they'll put these little bugs in his ear. But, him being him, I say he's a real one because Brandon got his own opinion. He got his own mind and he gonna go by what he see and what my works are. So he never let that discourage him. Even to this day, he sees some stuff. Who is this little kid? He'll hit me up. Hey, who is that? Or he'll always DM. He ain't never just been like on some superstar, ego driven or talk to my agent type shit. You know what I mean? He's still that, and he still value what I do, even though I ain't at a level to really fully help him at any. No, man, I can't really help him at that level right now at this point. But he
Right.
still value what I do, and that's why I say he a real one because I done deal with a lot of folks and they'll flip. They'll flip. They'll flip like I've been using them this whole time since they was 6. Like and they handlers here, they'll have them believe that shit. They'll have them believe that shit. And I can tell because I've been watching you since you was 6 and now you like against me now. Like you think I'm using you and shit. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, I was right here when you were 5. So, I stayed the same. So, so yeah, it was by accident, and it ended up doing some numbers on there, and I knew it would because I kind of got a somewhat of the ideal of the YouTube, and I think they
Mhm.
know it. And if I get a couple more situations like that, I think it'll take over the nation. Which if it goes viral and I continue to get those type of numbers, I think it'll unlock the whole state of Tennessee just off that platform alone. You know what I mean? Because of because of the network of YouTube. And I think they understand that, so some of them try to do that type shit, and that's cool. So it's all good. So it happened by accident, no cap.
I knew it. I had to get it, brother.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
for those who don't know, this is Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets, man. Alabama all the way up, man. Superstar killing the game with him and LaMelo, man. So, brother, again, appreciate you gracing
For
your
sure.
presence on the Justice and News podcast. Hopefully, we can have you on again. We'll see. But if this is the only one, what I'm saying, definitely came in and did it in an epic way. So we
All
appreciate
right, appreciate it.
you. Nah,
All right,
that,
man. Man,
yes,
y'all
sir.
stay up. I
Yes,
see
sir.
y'all.
All right, man. There it is, man. Desh2t, man. And look, y'all go support his YouTube platform, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up here in a second. And we're gonna get up out of here, man. It's 10 o'clock and we got work tomorrow. So
Yes, sir. But didn't get to hit the topics, but I feel like the guests we had on, man, I think they gave there was a lot to chew on today. a lot of clips, a lot of information. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. And everybody who will watch this, man, if you ain't already done it, like, comment, subscribe, and hype the video, man. Hype the video, man. So whether it's on Bacon Network or Najee Wilkins, Najeh, Wilkins like Dominique, because that's his family. That's why we on the way up. but nah, like, comment, subscribe, man. As Nas pulls up Les Balls page. Yes, sir.
Here it is right here. Like I say, showcases it all. You don't just do football. Obviously, that was a training session did 2 years ago. Brandon Miller, as y'all can see, went pretty good, man. Nearly 56,000 views, long form content, 6 minutes. Obviously on his page. But yeah, like I said, I mean, he does it all. Tennessee Middle School Showcase game, best middle school team in Tennessee, makes a statement. You know what I'm saying? Hoops, low league hoops. There is Garland Youth League. I mean, whatever you want to think of, man, he's doing state championship, all that good stuff. Sevier County. They got the quarterback Cooper Newman, who's pretty good. I mean, he does it all, man. So y'all boys go support, show him some love, man. But that's gonna do it for today's show. We're gonna wrap it up because, like I said, we got work tomorrow. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. And again, if you want to be featured, y'all hit us in the DM. We will catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace.